We're live?
Everybody, yeah.
Our prayers have been answered. Dave is back.
Welcome back, Dave.
No, seriously, he's right there. Look.
I'm really here. I'm here. I swear. See, look.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show tonight. Gaia's here and Chad's here. Chad, get better. It's taking you long enough. Scott's in the house. Gage is in the house. Brian's in the house. Mark is in the house. Yeah, we're all here. So welcome to the show this evening. And it's all Dave's fault that we're late tonight.
No.
Yep, that's who I'm blaming too.
Huh.
Yep. So instead of praying for David, blame Dave. And it's all Dave's fault that we're late tonight.
Uh-oh. Show back up and I caused problems.
Oh, was that you?
No, that wasn't me that time.
That was me. That was me. Oops, number 2.
So, shall we let the interrogation begin, Mr. Dave? You're already sitting down. You already got a bright light shining on you. So, where have you been?
Hold on. Choked up on that one already. Man.
Apparently he's been hanging out with Chad the Walrus.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I'm thinking he's been somewhere in West Virginia.
Yeah, I have been in West Virginia a lot. I go there a lot. But I tend to talk with people in Texas, New York, Minnesota, North Carolina, you know.
Yeah, you got to be careful with those people in North
We
Carolina.
gotta watch them. They're all suspect.
Yeah, people in Minnesota are too frozen this time of year to give you any trouble.
Yeah. They're lethargic.
Yeah, we're on permits this time of year. Rob's in the house. What's up, everyone? So yeah.
A blown bird.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rob.
What's up with the water up there, Dave?
It has finally receded.
Sweet.
Actually, yes. Was it yesterday morning? No, this morning. It was like everything out back behind our house was completely gone. It was actually kind of freaky because most of it you would have never known it was just under all that water yesterday or even last night.
Hmm.
So, but they're calling for a bunch of rain this week. And as of right now, NOAA is not saying anything about flooding, but locals are talking about it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Like old timer farmer type locals?
Yeah, a lot of guys that have been around the block.
Yeah, those guys, listen to them.
That's what I said. I listened to those people before.
That looked pretty intense, Dave. How often does it get that bad?
Actually, that was, 14 years ago was the last time.
Oh, wow, really?
And this one only hit 35.9 on the river. 14 years ago, it hit almost 42. And we weren't in this house yet, and we moved in the summer after that, but they said it was about 3 feet from the floor joists in the basement.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm no stranger to flooding.
Yeah.
I went through a lot. Unfortunately, I never went in the house, but you know, I'm about done with heavy rains and floods. I've had it, so.
Yeah.
Well, same here.
Fortunately,
During a hurricane, I looked outside and everything was fine. I'm like, oh man, like barely looks like, it even rained out or anything. I went to sleep, woke up the next day, and my house was like, it looked like I had a moat around my house. Like that was the only high spot around the entire area. Like my neighbor had damage on their floorboards because they're just slightly lower than me. But our house is just high enough where it was up. That killed a truck too. 06 Chevy 1500 Silverado. I love that truck.
Yeah.
And I wish we could get some tomorrow. So, but I mean, it's not no flooding or nothing.
Yeah.
And it's been spring, early summer weather here. I mean, it was 85 today. So, it's been like that for the past 3 or 4 days.
I think we hit sweet. My thermometer said 70. The phone app said 69. So we were basically 70 degrees today.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow's supposed to be about 80. And then it's going to go back down.
Yeah.
Gotta love this time of year.
Yeah. I was talking with Rob right before we started. Mine says 61.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think we're at 58 still.
Yeah. Right before the snow I had in the weekend, Saturday night, that came like a surprise. It was like 60, 62 for like 2 days, and then no.
Yep. But that's what hit us Saturday. That snow you got came in through here. We only got a couple inches, but it was on top of all. I was sending Rev pictures. It was like we had flooding in the morning, all clear out, grass, blah, blah, blah. And then by the time I got out of work at 4 o'clock, everything was covered with snow.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like, going back with the plants. I mean, I'm not like, I know some people on the PLC posted earlier, you might as well just wait till, your last frost date or whatever, because they're showing the fluctuation for some people. I mean, people are like, oh, we're in the clear and then it's like going to get cold or whatever. Me, I'm waiting until after Easter. Easter's April 1st, so I'm waiting until after Easter. And just, my plants, they're kind of slow growing anyway, so it's not going to be that bad. So they'll be about the right height when I need to take them outside. So I'm just going to keep them in until, if I don't run out of room, until April 1st. So that's my plan. So that's what I'm going to go with.
I see Mr. Kimberlin is in the house.
So,
Derek?
Yeah, and he was asked about how his stomach is doing after that challenge. Well, that chocolate bar looks so good, but man, was it big!
But was that the small, that little small bar?
No, I don't want
Bar? Yeah.
No, I'm messing with you. That thing, I 2 or 3 little cubes would have been enough for me. I mean, he was going at it and stuff, and he was like, "I'm sorry, man. I gotta get." No, I can't.
That was insane, man. It was half a pound of chocolate, right?
half-pound chocolate and peanut butter.
It was filled with peanut butter. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, holy.
Well, there's a bunch of good ones. Dave, you went through a good experience too.
Yeah, that thing was absolutely wicked. Now I know why the source is so like held in esteem, because I have no desire to ever try to source again.
Okay.
8 drops of that stuff on that chip, they said. They put 4 on each side, plus Nick, one of his crosses, the Pinnacle or something like that, he made a powder out of it, and that's what he coated it with. And 7 million Scoville. I guess that's what they say the source is.
Yeah.
Well, you've been missing a lot, man. We're over here, a lot's been going on in these show. Mr. Mild Bill himself, Rob, he's eating bootless here, man. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I was there for that, watching it.
Yeah, he's all kinds of stuff now, man. He's just, what is he? All the 4 jams from Scott. He's eating candies, chocolate candies. He's eating Batman cookies. He's putting spices from Jeff Hobbs on cookies. Yeah, damn, man, he's getting super dangerous.
Yeah, in the last live stream, he was telling everybody, like, go ahead, I challenge you. Just send me anything, and I'll make it go down.
Right?
No. I didn't say that. No.
That's what I heard, because we have something special coming with the Crimson Chips. I made the last batch of the season, and a couple of you know who they're going to, but I'm not going to say it out loud because he wants to keep that quiet until he advertises it. So, but half of those 20 chips are going to a certain individual. The other 20 are going to get dispersed. 10 are going with me Wednesday night. I'm heading up to Wheeling. We're going to do a video up there with the Vagabond Kitchen, do a group chip challenge, hopefully. Yeah. And then there's few other people going, but I have enough left that I'm going to make a special batch for us guys right here.
That's cool.
So we can all do a grand finale of the season with it.
That sounds good.
Alberto showed up. Derek's in the house. Yeah, I already said that. JDS, Paula's here, and Evert's here as well. Sorry,
Wayne, you cut
in the chat too much.
Wayne, you cut out there.
What's going on in the Bat Cave?
With the what?
What's going on in the Bat Cave?
Yeah, you kind of blinked out there for a while.
Yeah, I had a connection problem. I was still connected on the Wi-Fi downstairs. I got a extender I need to switch to when I'm up here.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that though, Dave. I'm glad for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Because I told that person that they would have the big finale for YouTube, but Rev and I were talking about it way back when, and we said we would do a grand finale here, all of us doing it. So that will be the official grand finale.
Well, I mean, the good thing is that Rob Todd Jeff is built his tolerance now. He's down in Batman Crimson, Papaya Suave, all kinds of. He's going crazy.
Yeah, I was told. I figured the way Rob was talking, I'm going to make his really, really special.
No. No.
Because I heard he was too good for my lemon drops now. So
exactly,
he's like way beyond that level.
Did he cancel the order yet or no?
And I'm not going to cancel it.
Because I thought you were a bootleg man.
Oh no.
No.
You guys read way too much into no.
What else sounds good? Some Fatali X.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
I'm gonna order a $70-some bottle of the Source and add to yours.
No.
That'd be his birthday gift.
Yeah. I wish I had that kind of money to buy on a sauce.
No.
That's insane.
Derek says, Dave, seriously, that chocolate bar hurt me more than any pot I ever ate. The cramps were so harsh that I started questioning WTF I'm doing with my life. Laughing my backside off.
That's what I was laughing at before.
We're laughing with you, Derek. We swear.
Exactly. I mean, for a minute there, I contemplated on buying one. Not that I wanted to do the challenge. I just wanted to try the bar. I'm like, this is a lot of chocolate.
That thing did look good, but the whole bar is just insane.
Well, he put, what was it, Scorpion and what else in there? Was it Reaper?
I think. I thought it was just Reaper. Might have been Reaper and Scorpion, both.
You read the ingredients. No, I don't think it was Reaper.
Because I know the Moab had the Reaper and the Scorpion in it. Huh.
I'll give it the 30-second delay.
Ghost. Okay.
My uncle has a source that was a gift. He is trying to give it away. I may be able to get it for each time. No! I don't need the source. Derek says Scorpion and Ghost. Okay. But
cow, man, you could sell that stuff for high bucks. The source is not cheap.
Yeah, I suggest doing it. Definitely don't send it over here. I'm not going to try that.
Make sure you send it my way so when I make the chips, they can all experience what I had to deal with Saturday evening.
Definitely not buying that chip.
Well, you had to see the video. I literally gritted my teeth and shook at one point. It was like, like the body went into overdrive to try to fight the pain.
I didn't know what was going on in the video, actually.
Message on the Google Hangouts, and I can tell you about it. I don't have a PO box. I have things sent to my shop. Derek says I have half of another in the fridge that I covered, so I don't have to look at it. It is hot as yeah. Cal says I tried it, not good at all.
Yeah, it doesn't taste good at all. Everybody says it's extract. It's meant to be used as an additive.
Yeah.
I saw a video on one guy's rendition of how to make the extract, and it was rather interesting. Expensive, but it was interesting to watch.
Yeah.
I don't think I want to try it.
Was it on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'll have to look. Text me a link or something too, because I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, if I can find it again. But basically, he took all these reapers, and put them in the blender, ground it up, took that, put it into a jar, added vodka over the top of it, and let it sit for, I think it was 2 weeks, mixing it up every day. And then when he got done, he put a blender in it, blended the small chunks up, and then strained all of that out. Then the vodka and everything that was infused in it, he let that sit out for days with the fan blowing over the top of it to evaporate all the vodka out of it, and what was left over was the capsaicin extract.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like we were talking about on the after show the other last week, I think it was, is that if you get that magical butter machine, that makes all that stuff for you, and it's like if you're into that kind of stuff, there's tinctures and extracts and all that stuff. I mean, of course, it's for other use, but with the butters and stuff, but it makes all that stuff in that one machine.
Yeah.
So if you're ever looking into that to make extracts or tinctures or whatever, that makes that and butters as well. So
nice.
I saw a video on that. Of course, they can't show you like the real product on the advertisement for the machine. They put other things in it for the videos on YouTube.
Thanks, Derek. I hope you're wearing yours.
Yeah, that's a nice shirt, Dave. Got merchandise.
Yeah, we got a few. We're looking into possibly doing some for sale this year.
Nice.
Yeah, says I did the Buffalo Wild Wings challenge today. 12 blazing ghost pepper wings in under 6 minutes. Got my shirt. You got a shirt? Here, they quit giving out the shirts.
Yeah.
Here, they don't do it anymore.
Well, at the very least, they gave it because he's a postman and he's off today. It's his break. So.
Yeah, what was today?
Today's President's Day.
Yeah, I didn't know it was like a day until like I tried to go to the bank and there was nobody in the parking lot. And I'm like, what the heck?
How long did it take you to figure that out?
There's at least like 5 cars that, work there.
I didn't know it was President's Day till yesterday. Donna was on the phone with her mom and she said something about having off tomorrow. And I'm like, my head about snapped off. I'm like, what? You're off? She's like, yeah, it's President's Day.
What are you doing? Taking a sick day or a
it's like
day?
I didn't have it off. I had to take a sick day.
Yeah, says, haha, yeah, Charles, I was off today. I'm going to be hurting tomorrow. Well, don't you think you'd be hurting by now?
Unless he's talking about the after effects.
Yeah. I thought it would have happened by now.
I don't think the digestive system works that fast.
Depends. It could be, but it would be more like stomach cramps. But by tomorrow, it'd probably be some good old cramps. But the good news, if it doesn't hit you by tomorrow, it's not going to hit you.
You're all clear.
12:30 Saturday night. They started to kick in.
Ouch.
Oh.
Nah, what the heck? Why were you doing extract? You're the guy that told me, like, don't even eat a whole super hot. And, only a small piece. Now you're like, I'm doing extracts.
In light of In light of all the torture I put Nick and Justin through, I accepted their challenge to do their chip. And actually, I didn't even know it was coming. I ordered a hat from them, and what was it, 2 days? I think it was the day before the package showed up. They did a live feed, and I was on there or chat in the chat, and Nick said something, and I said something, and Nick was like, "Oh yeah, Dave Shram, by the way, there's something in your package. There's a chip in your package that you are to. It's a bit of a challenge." And I'm like, "What?" Because they sent one to Martin, the Sasquatch, and so Nick messaged me afterwards, and he said, "Yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I sent a chip, and it has the source on it." And I'm like, "Yeah, thanks."
Yeah, because that was the one where they were doing that extract that they were doing on their show. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Because when they did when I did the push to get their YouTube up to 100 subscribers, the challenge they did was they did the toe of Satan with the source on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, because that's when you and Nick were pushing for me to do the toe of Satan, and I tried getting you to do it with me.
Heck no, I don't mess with extracts. Like, you just do the natural stuff. You don't need to, like, make it even more than it actually is.
Yeah, that'd be safe for Rob.
Yeah, Rob can do it if he wants. I know he's got like the stomach of steel or whatever the heck they're calling him on Twitter there, but
he's slowly weaning off the cheese.
No.
Yeah, like Gage says, extract is nasty. That's what I imagine.
Yep. Extract is just
like concentrate a flavor. I don't care what it is. Like, I love oranges, but you concentrate orange into a smell, and pretty much I can guarantee I don't like it. Too overpowered.
By the way, Batman, I put the sauce on chicken today, and it was wonderful.
Awesome. Thanks for doing the video also.
No, you're more than welcome.
My biggest concern on the video, Rob, was if you were actually going to get it out of the bottle. I was figuring out how long it was going to take you to get some kind of thing to poke it and get it going and blowing or something. I was like, damn, what is it? This bubble crap ain't going to work. What he keeps on doing is that ketchup bottle.
Yeah. I was like, damn it.
I was like, damn it, go get a knife now.
Bang it.
Get a knife.
I was in the upstairs office. I didn't have anything to stick in there to get it to move or anything else. So I just sat there shaking it, and you can't bang it on a chip too much and break it. And I didn't have a plate or anything else, but it came out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sauces nice and thick like that, because once it was on there, you could look at it and it was just sitting there. It wasn't like flowing over and running over like a runny thing. But taste of that is great.
Yeah, I try for the thickness always.
And I didn't taste vinegar in it. Not at all.
Yeah, I always go light on vinegar, especially if it's a fruit sauce. If there's fruit in it, I go extra light. But always I try to do peppers. You'll have to taste the peppers and some of the fruit, but yeah, always. I don't like the vinegar overpowering any sauce.
Yeah, me neither. I like the fruit pepper taste of it first, and then there's just enough vinegar to keep it so there ain't going to be any harm. There's enough bacteria killed and all that other stuff. So.
Yeah, I do use the vinegar on every single one. But.
Okay. Derek says Todd needs a Superman outfit with a cape with a big T on it. And I don't think so. No, you can get that to Batman. Oh wait, Batman's already got his own cape. Give it to Dave. He can have it. Or Charles. Charles would be good with that.
He definitely needs that. It needs to be some sort of like pajamas with like the footy pajamas. And if you have that and you're willing to send that, let me know. I'll send you Todd's address.
No.
I'll
need a big top hat.
I'll even get him to wear it on the live stream.
I need a big top hat. I'll be the penguin.
Chad says, can't wait to try that bear hug sauce.
Yeah, I sent Chad a bear hug, but he's been under the flu, so he hasn't got a chance to really try it out.
Yeah.
Get well soon, buddy.
Yeah, get well, Chad.
Derek says, and the tights. I don't think I need tights either. And Joe says, that green ivy was off the charts. What, Red?
That's part of the costume, isn't it?
So, thanks, buddy.
No. Dave and Charles can have the costumes. Yeah, that's it.
He needs one of them shirts with all like the peppers on it and stuff. I can see Rob wearing that.
I see Rob wearing a big, gigantic ahi lemon drop shirt. That's what I see. Big ahi lemon drop.
Just like a Hawaiian shirt, but like instead of like flowers or whatever, it's
hibiscus,
just ahi lemons everywhere.
No hibiscus, just lemon drops everywhere. He's in the shops trying to sell merch and doing all this stuff. He's like, see this? This is my favorite pepper. It's ahi lemon drop.
I think we can find tights with the peppers on them too.
Yeah.
Oh man, we are slowly working into a new superhero right now.
Because Rob, how tall are you? 6 what?
5.
Can you see that? I'm envisioning it right now.
No kidding.
Oh,
Mr. Lemon Drop.
Yeah, Capsaicin.
Captain Capsaicin, yeah.
What's your special power? It's capsaicin.
There's Super Pod.
Oh,
wow.
and Pepper Crocs.
And the Pepper Crocs. There you go. I was trying to figure out something for the feet, but all I kept coming up with was like, those elf shoes like they wear like at Christmas time. I was like, nah, that's not superhero enough, but Pepper Crocs, that works.
Better get some Dutch clogs that are bright yellow.
See, now I'm picturing him as Elf.
Yeah, it was the kite that like just slowly went up.
Freaky Geek is in the house. Charles is laughing, backside up. Two Pits Brewer, flamethrower from the rear. Superpower. Fertile seeds.
Oh my gosh.
From the rear. Oh boy.
I got a picture, so hopefully it'll show up. Donna just text me this picture, Rob, for you. See if it shows up on the screen.
It looks like one of those people on the side of the road that's trying to get you to come into their business.
I think we found you.
Hey, Rob, if you were dressed up as a lemon drop, would you be outside of the sidewalk come into the vape shop?
I think we can alter that and make it look like a lemon drop for you.
Nope.
Hey, it's free advertisement.
You'd be like them Little Caesars employees.
You just need like right in the center of the chest, like pretty much like the YouTube logo. But say Rob space Z.
Here I come to space today. Mighty Mouse.
Oh my god.
Todd's new Meetup live uniform. I don't think so.
Hey, my wife, she was one that kind of like helped put a lot of that. She's the one that came up with Peppa Pig. Don't be surprised if she ends up buying you that outfit. And we expect to see you wearing it live.
If we can't get that color, we got Rich dye, guaranteed.
If not, we'll get some of those fabric markers in Ahi Lemon Color.
Scott's asking, so Rob, what is your favorite jam of mine so far? Blueberry habanero is probably right on top, and then the crying Hawaiian is probably right behind there, and the first pineapple one there, and then the Pain in the Boot is really good too, but that's probably my least favorite of all of them because it's a little warm. Gage says, better make a pepper skin for your Minecraft character. That's not a bad idea. I don't know how to do the skins though. This comic book will come with seeds. Time to heat up the day. Will be Todd's famous phrase. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to something else. Let's change the conversation around to Mr. Dave and where he's been and what he's been up to, because it's supposed to be fascinating stuff.
Well, I hear Batman has like an interrogation list for me, so.
Yeah, Dave. I mean, I know you've been watching from the sidelines, and you haven't been here because you're busy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, besides your flooding, but you know, I don't want to put you out there, but you've been telling me some great things going on with your growing at home, and you know, it's pretty impressive. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but it's the mic.
I can talk a little bit of some of it without certain details. He's talking about our powder blends. You guys all know the powder blends took off this past year. We didn't expect it to do quite what it did as fast as it did. Well, it ended up attracting some attention. And I mentioned this before in probably one of the last times I was on, that there's a store out in Oregon, Old Agnes. I just got off the phone with them. I think it was last week. Amazing people, by the way. If all business calls and transactions would be like that, it would be absolutely amazing. I felt within the first 15 minutes, I felt like I was on the phone with like a long lost uncle and aunt. They want to get to know you. You get to know them. It was freaking awesome. But by the time we got off, because they started out, they wanted to order 20 jars of each blend, which are 6 blends. By the time we hung up the phone, they talked themselves into ordering 40 of each blend. So their initial buy is going to be like 240 shakers right off the bat.
Cool.
So between that, locally, and a couple other things, we're shooting for at least 1,000 shakers this year. So, Rob, in light of what you and me are talking about, that's 1,000 pounds of peppers, roughly.
Yep.
So, yeah. So, the other news when me and Wayne were talking about it was the downside to it is I grow for other companies also. And I grow for some individuals like Rob. He's got an order in for lemon drops this year. There's a few others that are ordering lemon drops. The retail mixed box sales are pretty much going to come to an end this year, which I knew that was eventually going to happen. I just didn't expect it to happen for a few more years, because I really actually enjoyed doing those, because it was fun putting them together, building the boxes, and seeing the posts and stuff that people post when they open my box and be like, wow, holy crap, wow. But with taking on that much for the powder blends and then growing for the companies, I'm like, nah, I gotta take something out. So that was the logical choice at this point. I still am gonna do a few here and there, but that's not gonna be the main push like it's been.
Well, it's basically they're sold.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. They're already spoken for. So
That's pretty awesome, man. And,
Yeah.
question: how many plants have you been averaging a year?
well, let's see. 3 years ago, we did. Let me think here. The three summers ago, 3 years ago was when we first got our license, and it was halfway through the season. It was we finally pushed, and I only had 129 plants that year. But for selling at the farmers markets and that, which is what we were doing, I had to have a business license for that. So we did all that, and then 2 years ago we jumped up to what was it, 300 and some, and then last year we had just under 600. This year we'll have about 1,200 plants.
Wow.
Will you be growing them at the church again or somewhere else?
We are opening the farm back up. Remember, I don't know if anybody noticed, last year we didn't use the farm. We had some issues out there. And I really didn't want to have to be packing every time I went out there, especially when I had the kids with me. The farm was broken into out there last year, and they got away with thousands of dollars of equipment and four-wheeler and stuff like that. There was a whole bunch of robberies around the whole the county last year, and and that was one of the targets. And knowing that I'm off on Mondays and I take the kids with me out there, didn't really want to, be having to explain why I'm carrying to the kids and constantly looking over my shoulder and every time I hear a motor.
I don't know. It might be a good educational.
Yeah.
Like, always be aware of your surroundings. Not always with nice people that are in the town. Sometimes there's people that you gotta definitely keep your eye out for.
Yep.
Give them that streetwise talk.
Yeah. I can go back in time and teach them a few things.
Yeah.
No, Derek, you are not off the hook.
Well, I also was going to say, well, if a bunch of production has gone up, I mean, I think it's just kind of clear where you got to go from here now.
Yeah.
You just got to buy a farm.
Yeah. Well,
gigantic farm.
I would love. I would love to. Even though my powders, we're just going to expand. We're actually going to have the 6 blends. We're actually doing away with one because it was kind of the weakest out of all of them, the Cartelli. But it is being replaced with Jordan's Jazz. So the 6 main ones will be Jill's Spice of Life, Nate's Rush, Jordan's Jazz, West Virginia Sunrise, Chocolate Caramel, Crimson Blaze. But we will have, I'll tip my hand now. On here, I don't mind giving information. This is our we will have possibly 2 to 3 small batch special releases throughout the year, but nobody will ever know when they're coming until they drop. So, like me and Wayne were talking about the other day. Actually, Rob, all you guys know. I was texting with all you guys about it. I still haven't gotten in the kitchen. We got a small batch release coming out hopefully this weekend. It was supposed to come out this past weekend, but in light of the storms, flooding, blah blah blah, we couldn't get it. We just couldn't get out there and get in the kitchen. So hopefully tomorrow night or Thursday night we'll get in there and get it made up.
Cool. How many button shakers are you looking at?
I'm hoping 15 to 20 of them. That's how small batch it's going to be.
Okay.
And all this,
posted and they'll be gone.
Well, and that's what Tom Motto, we were talking about it the night me and him came up with the recipe while we were talking about the recipe. And he said, here's what's going to happen. He said, I guarantee you're sold out within. He said, I'll go as far as saying 2 hours. He said, but he said, I almost bet you 1 hour you'll be sold out.
Well,
Yeah.
whenever you get it ready, Dave, you can just send me an invoice, and I'll just pay for you. I'm serious. I'm not joking.
I know. I was just gonna say I already have 5 spoken for, and the stuff's not even made up. I had 2 from my pastor's wife, and then Charles he spoke for one like as soon as I said something to him. So I was like, there was 3 that first night we were talking about it, and then 2 other guys on Facebook. I kind of dropped a hint, and they, of course, caught on very quickly, and both private messaged me. So,
What kind of heat level are you shooting for?
this will be in the hot range, not the super hot range, but the hot range.
Okay.
It's going to be our West Virginia Sunrise, but a twisted version of it. Thus, we're calling it Twisted Sunrise, and it will actually have other seasonings in it. This is the first time I'm branching out and using other seasonings in the blends instead of straight peppers.
Well, it looks like Scott might be saying he wants one. Rob wants one. And yeah. Kyle says, send me an invoice as well, Dave. So you can probably have them all sold right here.
Yeah, pretty much sold.
Before they even get announced.
Facebook.
They're not too extreme, and they're like the other one. I'd probably be interested in the bottle myself. So
yeah, because you had what? King Spice and Nate's Rush, right?
Nate's Rush, yeah.
It'll probably be. I'm going to say it's just a little warmer than. Well, no, it's probably a little bit warmer than King Spice.
Okay, see, so that would be right in my perfect range again, too.
Yeah, it's not in the super range, but it's in the hot range.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Gage pre-sale just sold out.
Before they're even made.
Rob, you writing these all down? Or my wife, if you're upstairs watching, write these names all down.
You're hotter than the iPhone, Dave.
So yeah, other than getting behind on seeds and plants, I looked at Donna today and I was like, okay, it's time to quit playing social media stuff. And with the chips and things, I said, I got to get focused. I said, because, without the grow season, we don't have product.
Right.
So I got to start focusing on that a lot. I haven't seeded the milds and mediums yet, which isn't a big deal. This early, but there still was some couple trays of supers that I need to get seeded. Heck, there's 9 trays in there now.
The 72 spot ones?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 650 right there.
Yep. And that's just all supers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Looks like Two Pits Brewer wants one too.
Yeah. I think that 1200 range I'm shooting for is a little shy of what it's actually going to be.
Yeah.
I realized today that I overshot what I was aiming for. I actually counted today.
Well, I purposely overshot mine, and I'm gonna have to change my number probably. I'm gonna grow more than I thought. So I was going for like 130, 140. I'm going for probably more. So we'll see. We'll make it work.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the room. I have a new bed that I want to fill. I gotta get old Bob to help me bring a yard. I definitely will need a yard if I'm gonna go ahead with the numbers I have. Just to fill the bed and the extra pots I would need. I'm ready.
How many varieties you grown this year?
I don't know. I usually get 3 or 4 on each, and there's always the ones I'm interested in surviving. I probably do 5 or 6, and sure enough, something goes wrong with a couple, and sometimes don't bother going back to plant more. I have certain ones I did, and I have some already topped and growing bushy, and and some others are the same, are in, just getting their second leaves, their true leaves. But yeah, most of them are three, twos, some four. The Ricardos, I went nuts. I earlier today, that's what made me count. I went to toss out the egg cartons I was using, and I just opened them, and boom, there's like five Ricardos there, nice and green. So I decided whether to save those. I started counting, and those made 122. That's a lot for me.
Wow.
Yeah, the most I've done is 105, but I'm
Crazy
thinking
today.
of going for it.
I did 50 today transplanting, and then I still have everything in my tent. And I don't know, like I said, it's got out of hand really for me. So this is like a new challenge for me, and I'm really going to try to decide because honestly, I can't have 165 varieties.
Right.
I could, but I mean, for me, I'm growing. I know for a fact I'm growing 8 lemon starburst. I'm growing about 30 total plants of just King's crosses, and then all the ahis. Then that my devil section, what I want to call it, which is every devil pepper there is, rib horn, brain. I don't know. I got them all written down somewhere, but every devil pepper there is, and then everything I needed for all my sauces, which I don't know if that's the direction I'm really going to lean towards, like making a lot of. I mean, to this year, honestly, what you were talking about earlier, Dave, that's what I'm kind of want to go in for is the boxes. See if I can
Yeah.
sell more boxes with different varieties, so people can have stuff to choose from and stuff. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm just this is new for me, trying to do a bunch of these different varieties and a lot of peppers. So I'll figure it out one of these days, but it's a lot. I mean, just constantly, just revolving, trying to keep track and get all this stuff going. It's a lot of work.
Yep. It really is.
Yeah, I got like I said, I just completed season 4, and it's still it's crazy. Like you want to try these new peppers, and you think they're cool. I've been finding a lot like you know why the hell did I grow this? Like you know so every year I'm like, okay, you got to be careful, you got to be more select a little more wisely. But yeah, like Charles said, it's it kind of gets to you, like
Yep.
trying to make wise selections on,
Yeah.
especially having so many.
I mean, some are so similar too. I mean, yeah, there's differences, but you have so many scorpions. I
Yep.
mean, how many I mean, you have so many habaneros. I mean, there's just so many of each. It's just like they're different, but they're similar, and it's just like it just how close do you want to stay in that same area? I mean, if that's all you want to do, that's fine. But it's just like there's just so many of them.
Speaking of habaneros, I had my very first habanero ever that came up by seed that popped up like 2 days ago.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm most proud about that than any of the other things that I'm actually growing. Because I've been trying for like 6 years, and I've never gotten a habanero to break the soil. And today, or like 2 days ago, I think, I walked out in the morning and was going for my water and looked, and I was like, what the heck seed is that? And I went over to my chart and I was looking. I'm like, really? Habanero? Like that one and poblano. If I can get poblano and habanero, that's my whole season made right there. Like I got yellow naga brains up. I got white vitalis up.
Nice.
Most of the ahis that you sent me, Dave, the Jabito, the mango, the Kiro cream. I've got a whole pile of them up already, but Poblano and habanero. If I get those, man, that made my entire season. I've been
Why,
for
Rev?
years. I've just never gotten them to actually come up.
Hey,
Really?
since,
And you've been planting them?
Yeah, I keep planting them, but they just never come up. And every year I'm like, whatever. I got these other peppers and they're hotter or they're better tasting or whatever. And I
But
just, cast them aside. But
you didn't get those seeds from Pepper Donkey, did you?
no, actually, I think,
No,
that's
you
a
know,
funny joke. Above a
you know
habanero.
why I say that. It kind of pissed me off. I see a guy's video, right? And he says my pineapple ricotta didn't sprout because I got bad seeds. So I'm like, hey, wait a minute. You know, like you didn't mention my name exactly, but I know I sold to you, and I'm practically probably the donkey's the only one selling pineapple ricotta's around. And if you bought from me, you probably that's what you're talking about. So I'm like, hey, you're talking about ricotta's. These things are pretty hard to sprout. They're not, uh, I would say before someone rush to judgment and say bad seeds about ricotta's, check what you're doing. Check, look around, see what people are doing, what people are saying about sprouting them.
Yeah, I
You
can
know,
vouch for that. I can totally vouch for that. I am like 0 for like 18 or 20 manzanos, which is kind of the same as a ricotta. They are super hard to come up.
yeah, they are. Not everybody gets them. There's been countless, conversations and talks and talking about different methods that have been successful. Susan is the Rocado queen, isn't she?
Yep.
So yeah, I I going taking this down to the basement right now and show you about the egg carton, 5 was just sitting there. I was about to toss out. I got the pineapple ricotta's from same seeds I sold. I don't got no special batch for myself. So it's just something weird. I'm like, shit, it said bad seeds right away.
I mean, I know the ones that I got from the pod you sent me in the box. They were the first ones to sprout for me. I mean, minus the giant. Yeah, the one.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all sprout. I mean, I'm almost 100. Well, I can't say 100%.
and you know what's funny? The pineapple ones, they sprout a lot easier than the orange. I planted them all together, and I had the pineapples like in a snap.
Yeah.
And, but the orange came sure enough.
Right. Well, kind of changing subjects though. Okay, going the same line as pineapple. What does the FL stand for in Batman's FL Pineapple Habanero? What is the FL?
Florida.
It's Florida.
I mean, so there's nothing behind it. It's just that's what it is.
The reason I kept the name on it is because it's a cross or a pheno from it's from Nick's Florida Tangerine Habanero. Nick is very proud of his state, and he put that on his cross. So I got the crosses from his seed accidentally on a few, and I spoke to him, and all he would have liked that I kept the Florida on.
Okay.
So that's
I
kind of
didn't know if it was like initial types, like SM or DM or whatever. I didn't know if it was behind that.
Just Florida.
Okay.
Just Florida. It comes from the Florida Tangerine Habanero.
I really like that one. So I'm growing a couple of those because I really like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get one with the stinger I got, and I got the F2 plant with just one pod with the desired shape, and I got those seeds going now. So, but Nick is a great guy. I love Nick. He's super awesome. That's Chili Wonka.
Hey, Gage, Gage asked, how did the 2 plants in one spot do for you? Was thinking of trying that this year if it's fruitful. For the milds, like the ahi varieties, like the lemon drops I did out back, did absolutely amazing. Up at the church plot, most of them, like the Fatales and the Carboneros, they did really good. The BBMs, not so much. I noticed there was like a transition there between that hot range to super range, and the supers, there was no real benefit to it as far as I've seen with the supers. But from that hot range, like where the Fatales, Habaneros on down, they seem to do pretty good. But the ahi range, those ahis and stuff like that, they did absolutely amazing. Doubled up like that. So I'm going to test it again this year with some. I'm going to do some of the super hots again. It could be just the plot because I didn't add any compost to that plot this year. This year we will be, because that was the first year. Most of that was tilled back up. So we don't add anything the first year that we till. We let the soil do its thing because of all the grass and everything else that's in it. So this year that pot up there will be amended. So we'll see what happens. Out at the farm, jeez. The plants should do they should do amazing out there. They better do amazing out there. I got a lot banking on going out there. Can't afford for them not to.
You'll be filling up your whole backyard.
I'd like the city to just donate that whole field behind me, behind the library. But I'm sure they would want their cut.
That's my thought every time we pass like these open lots and open areas, just doing nothing, man. I got something down the corner. It's I think it serves as like a storm drain, but it's a wide, big field, and the geese just live there, and I always think like, damn, man, that would be something,
Oh yeah, in the cities, people are doing it all the time now. They're buying up plots like that, abandoned plots, or renting them, or.
Well, yeah, that's just one thing that they do here is there's a community grow area where you can go in and you can rent out like 1 or 2 plots or 3 plots, however many you want. And it's like for the whole season. And it's basically jump change for getting it.
Yep.
If you could go to the city and ask them if you could turn that area into it, take half for yourself, put the other half up for community grows, they might go for it.
Mm-hmm. Ebert Terran, I think most animals with a green diet, they're golden for that.
Yeah. He's right though. Rabbit manure is awesome. I wish I had like a whole army of rabbits instead of just 3, but
or snake.
Yeah.
Snake is supposed to be even better than bat.
Really?
Yep. Steak manure can go for as much as $40 a pound.
Jeez.
Dave talked about it in one of his videos last season. I'm too far.
Oh yeah, we put 2 plants in each hole. Eric, that's what we did. When I plant, I do in my rows. I stagger them. Like say my row is the actual planting row itself. We'll say it's a foot wide, and I start in the corner, and I go roughly about 10 inches this way, but I'm only 6 inches forward. And then I just do it like that all the way down. And in a 60-foot row, I'll get 80 some plants.
Cool.
But I did that last year. I did what we were talking about was I dug in each hole. I put 2 plants per hole. I didn't do it with everything. I only did it with some because the guy that told me about it, I trust him as a grower. Tony Sherwood, he just, he's an amazing grower. He's a little iffy as a person, but he's an amazing grower. Tony, if you're watching, I didn't mean that, man. I'm sorry. But he knows his stuff. I mean, he's been kind of a mentor as a grower for me for a couple of years now, and he has never steered me wrong when it comes to growing techniques.
And chicken manure is supposed to be really good too.
Yep, just make sure it's dry.
Yeah, some people take and bake it a little bit, don't they? Just to make sure it's all killed off.
Yeah, because it is very hot.
Yeah.
And by hot, you mean nitrogen hot, right?
Yeah, it'll burn your plants very quickly.
Isn't all manure have to be cured?
No, there's like rabbit manure. That's why earlier when he said that about rabbit manure is really where it's at because you can put it fresh out of their butt on your plants. I did it. I tested it about 3 years. Well, when we first got our rabbits, it was 3 years ago. I did it. My chocolate habanero plant. That sucker was 5.5 feet tall and branched out about 4 feet. I mean, this thing was. I've never seen a plant grow like that before. That was the first time I realized, wow, these things can get huge. And it did. It just and. I don't know how many hundreds of pods we got off of that plant. It was probably about 3 foot in circumference, actually. And it was about 5.5 feet tall. And it was from all that fresh rabbit manure.
That sounds like
crazy man.
That sounds like my first pink tiger and my first peach ghost. I had both of those things almost 5 feet tall and 3.5 foot around.
Yeah. Yep.
It was spindly and it wasn't massive growth. It wasn't like a tree or anything. It was just like a Charlie Brown Christmas, but it was that.
Hey Bear. Hey Bear.
Well, that's why I'm disappointed now. If my plants aren't at least 3.5, 4 feet tall, I'm disappointed in them.
Do you tell them that?
Yes.
I'm disappointed in you.
I smack them back and forth, and
which pollinates them.
Yeah.
I hate my plants, man. I do the same. I'm like, man. But at the same time, that's like one of the things we love about Rev, and he's even said it himself. It's like, no matter what's going on, man, it's I've done Rev imitations,
Oh yeah, that was great. You did me, Kang and Dave.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
That was awesome.
I
just love
mine. I was like, wait a minute, should I be mad or I was like, well, wait a minute, no, that's awesome, man. I didn't know I was a stereotype.
Yeah, I used your pit bull in the video all the time.
That was great.
But yeah, the enthusiasm, the plant could not be the best one, but Rev is always like, look at this, look at her, she's doing great, man. And
if you love that, you'll love tomorrow's video.
Yeah, but I'm not I'm like Dave. I'll curse at these plants if you're not doing good. You know.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. I don't see what cursing at the plant's gonna do because I just blame myself. So
Hey,
if
it
it
lets them
does
know who's.
crappy, I'm like, well, that's my crappy job that did that.
It
So
lets them know who's boss.
Yeah, it makes me feel better.
Yes.
I tried that with one, and I don't think it's working.
I I tried to keep my plants happy, man. They listen to rock and roll all the time, almost every day.
Well, I've heard that's really good for plants. I have
Yes.
not done that. I don't play music for myself, so I don't really remember to play music for my plants.
Yeah.
No, I'm rocking every time I'm down there.
Yeah, I don't know what my plants are thinking with all the metal going on.
Thinking it's the 90s.
I'm not talking about that kind of metal. I'm talking about harder than that. So
Hey, Aaron, shut up, man.
you look tired, man. You could take a nap.
Did
Scott asked the question. Scott, I top if I have to. I don't top normally unless like if I would have started like on my ahis and different things like that, I would be topping those.
Which I kind of suggest not to do. I
Yeah.
think one of the plants that you shouldn't top is an ahi. Like at least the ones I did, they did not respond well. Everything else did, responded great. Scorpions, reapers, ghosts, everything, but not the ahis. They did not
Yeah.
like it.
I topped the. I've been topping my ahis. I had the mint pineapple, the rainforest. Those things went nuts. Like totally, it looked like one giant spread out bush on a bed. I had uh I had all three in one bed. The peppers I don't like topping are like bells and large pod peppers. I find them bushy plant kind of doesn't grow them to their full size maybe, and it gets too crowded for large fruit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might get thinner branches with a huge pod. I never stopped the peppers, the bells, and probably larger. That's like I have one of those space chilies right now growing, and it looks like some giant long pods looking like those cow horns, and I don't think I want to top that one either. Doesn't
Yeah.
look like it should be a bush plant.
Yeah, and well, let me clarify what I was saying earlier about topping the ahis. I just found that for me, they took longer to bounce back. So that was, I guess, I mean, all peppers really kind of respond good to topping, but for me, I found like the ahis, like most of them will bounce back in like, I don't know, a week or maybe 8, 9 days, something like that. Like they start popping off new growth everywhere. But at least the ahis I had, man, they did not respond well for like a month, which it really set me back. But if you plant them, do the pepper contest. Start them in like November, and you should be a-okay. They'll be, good enough to top by like February, something like that. Top them, and by the time they're ready to go out, you'll be a-okay.
Yeah, see, I only started one pepper for the contest in November. I waited another month to go for the other ones because the other ones I'm just not. I wasn't going to start that early. The only one was the Dorset because I need to get that huge. So for that Naga contest, so that's the only one that started. So I got it in a 5 gallon already now. So I'm trying to get that. I mean, it's going to a 65 smart pot when it gets outside in April. So I'm gonna see what it does. So hopefully get a pretty good size.
Well, I think Gage asked about staking too. I stake certain varieties, but when I described how I plant my rows, I plant them so close like that on purpose because it creates a hedge. So they support each other because they're growing so close. They grow up in with each other, and then, but now the lemon drops, different ahi varieties, stuff like that, because they grow a little more spindly, so to speak. I'll typically stake those kind of varieties, but for the most part, I like when it comes to the hots and the super hots, because they're usually so thick stocked anyways. And with planting them that close, as they get about 4 feet or so, it's like a hedge. So they just support each other all the way down. That's the reason I plant them. And it's not just to get so many plants per row, which this year I'll be pushing it to do that. With that many plants, I'm going to be trying to do every space saving thing I can. But but I don't want to go out and spend a few $100s on stakes. It's not cost effective. So I forget who told. Oh, it was my father-in-law's brother that actually told me about that a few years ago. He's a farmer over on the other side of the state. He actually does farming, and he said with his peppers, he was telling me about how he did it, and it made sense. So I was like, well, that works. So I'm gonna. So I started doing that, and it really does. I don't save seed from anything up there, because there's a very, very, very good chance it's going to be crossed.
But eventually it'll all work out to the same pepper.
Yeah. Now, if I want to do something cool, like I did save seed last year from, I think there was 2 different varieties. I took seed from up here because I was just interested to see what would happen with them.
And then the silence.
I know. We were waiting for you to start reading comments.
There's a couple of conversations going back and forth about hog hunting and things along those lines. That's what the most of it's been about. It's like private conversations there. Gage says, thanks for getting back to my question, Dave. Trying to get as much info from you guys to have a great year.
Ask away.
And yeah. That's about the only thing that's directed at us out here.
The 90s were the best.
Derek says, Batman needs his own CD album for growers, lectures for plants, giving them a good talking to. Buy his album and you set the speakers next to your plants when they are not acting right.
That's the comment I was looking for.
Yeah, I enjoy Batman's videos because, I mean, you go and you got Back in Black from ACDC jamming at the beginning. It's like, damn, what the hell? What am I going to see on this row of peppers? You never know. It just like pumps you up before you even start seeing the peppers.
Yeah, it's going to start the intro something like, swear to me. Swear to me, you damn ahi.
Gage, you talking about in ground or in before they're transplanted outside, or?
Well, I'll jump on that question. With mine that are in cups, whenever they are in cups, I will water them and feed them every time the same thing. But I don't water until I actually see the leaves start drooping over and they start looking like they're on their way out. Stress the heck out of your plant. And I do that all the way while they're in the double cups, but then once they actually make it to the like deep water culture or cracky, I put them in there and fill them up right to the bottom of the cups and let it go for the rest of the season.
Nice.
He's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dirt garden. Yeah,
he said, yeah, soil. I actually, I like I did in my video, what was that, last year, Rev, or 2 years ago, about stressing them? I can't remember. Was that was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
I thought it was last year, but it might have been 2 years ago. I
2
don't know.
years.
Fly
Yeah.
by when you get old. Let me tell you.
I just watch them. I don't water routinely for the in-ground plants or the buckets, really, because the buckets, once we hit summer, they're getting watered almost every day here, like July through August. Because I'll go to work, come home from work, and they're all wilted over, and then I water them. But in ground, I don't feed them. I don't give them a regular feeding throughout summer. I get that soil built up at the beginning of the season and let it go, and they do their thing. Now, like at the church last year, I had to actually supplement. I had to break away from my organic standards because it was kind of crucial for a couple rows, because that's when I realized the soil was depleting quickly. So I used Grow Big, so I can do it as a foliage spray, and then watered them at the soil. That's my go-to in a case of emergency, is that Grow Big from Fox. I think it's Fox Farms. But other than that, I just get the soil prep. And here at the house, they don't get anything throughout the summer, because everything here at the house has been built up over the years. This year, I may not even need to add anything to any of the beds, because I think it's to the point where I can start skipping a year. But they'll still get the rabbit manure as long as they're still alive. But
that's like me being like my entire way I was going on my channel. That's why I have aquaponics and stuff like that. I wanted to be 100% organic. And then, next thing you know, I'm using Master Blend and doing hydroponics. But
yeah,
before that, like, that's what I was doing. I was looking at just amending the soil and letting it go at that. If you have like good composting material going on, that's what you need for your soil. Like, you'll give all your plants everything you need. And then once everything's dead, pile it back on, do your nitrogen, your carbon, do all that stuff, mix it all up and everything, and you should be good for the next season.
Yep. Well, you figure most farmers, the more and more I actually talk to actual farmers, they don't water.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Mother Nature does it for them. And if there's no rain, then they'll bring in, if need be, if it's like in the middle of a drought, then they'll bring in some kind of watering system. But for the most part, farmers don't actually water.
Yeah. And like the only amendment I ever saw growing up, I don't know, maybe this was just this region of farmers, but they were all dairy farmers. So they had this excess of cow manure, and they would take all that manure in a, wheelbarrow all the way up this ramp and dump it into the trailer, and they just kept doing that over and over. They'd go up in the field, till the field, and then just drive through the field with the cow manure and spread that stuff everywhere.
Oh yeah,
fill that back under, and that was their soil amendment every year.
Yep.
But then again, now thinking about that, what is it, cow manure? I believe that's high in nitrogen, and I believe they were mainly doing corn.
Yeah,
so that would make sense.
Yeah, like here in the fall, if you hit the ones that are growing corn, you don't want to go by their fields in the fall time, because they just, especially when you see them spraying, it is nasty smelling, because it's liquid manure. It's manure that they've mixed with water and whatever, and then they go and spray it on their fields.
Or it's pig manure, which is naturally runny. It goes into the big vats and really thick slurry type stuff.
It's disgusting smelling.
Yeah, I know a few pig farmers. I can get all the pig manure I want. I just got to go get it myself. But, yeah, that stuff is just a little too wet for me to enjoy. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, and in the chat, Mark said, thanks, Rev, thanks for the info on not topping ahis. Like I said, like if you got time, definitely. I'm a topping addict. I will top every single pepper if I've got the time. But that's the only thing. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. The only thing I'm saying is sometimes, in my experience, they don't want to bounce back quickly. Which, if you're like, it's April and I want to have them out 1st of May, Well, obviously, you want those things like top health by the time you put them out. You don't want them like, oh, they might be coming back from being topped. So you can do it. Just, just be mindful of it. And then not only that, but if you have like 3 plants, do one. See if that one responds. It might be my plant. It might be just, maybe your environment's better than my environment. There's 1,000 different variables. So
Yeah.
definitely try it if you have extras, but don't rely on topping.
I did that a couple years ago. I did it with the lemon drops, the pineapples, and the sugar rushes, because I couldn't keep them down.
Yeah.
I top them and boom, it's. But I also had like 1,000 watts of light above them. So
the first year I topped every one of my sugar rushes, my ahi lemons, that didn't work good, and my ahi pineapples. The ahi pineapples became like 4 or 5 foot tall, and like I mean they were spindly, but I mean they were at least 5 foot tall. But the sugar rushes, they all made it great. The ahi lemons did not make it at all. And then last year I didn't top anything, and they all did about the same. Well, a little less, but about the same.
when is Easter this year?
April 1st.
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day.
Well, heck, I would stop topping now if you're going to be planting them in a month or so.
I haven't topped much at all this year because, I mean, I learned my lesson last year that I was going crazy trying to get it and then pot them up, keep getting a different size pot because I knew I was a container gardener. And then before long, I had them in 3-gallon smart pots, and they were huge. And I had no damn room for these things. And it's just by the time I got them out, they were already big. So this year I started them later, and I keep them in those little 3 or 4 inch containers. Today I changed back to solo cups just because I'm trying just going back to that double cup method for this last run. But other than that, I've started later and then just not constantly upsize their container so they don't get big by the time you're not ready to take them out.
That got old for me. I won't take that trouble anymore. I swear. From cup to home, wherever it's going. That middle planting, it's too much work, man.
Yeah.
And like you said, you give them a bigger pot and you got a bigger plant,
Well, I mean, I started last year. I started them in November because, I started the first set of plants, the first 26 I started in November. Well, by the time I took them out last year in February because it was 80 something constantly already in February here. My ahi mango was 4'6" already inside the 4x4 tent. And then everything else I pretty much had too was already there. My James Peachco Scorpion, all those plants that I started originally, they're already huge. They already had pods on them. My Bohemian Goat, all the things, and it was just too darn early to do that. And because I was topping them and they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they were already in 3-gallon smart pots or whatever, and they were just too big. And then like Batman said, the best thing to do is keep it in whatever size. I mean, I do the extra step. I start them in 6 cells, and then I move them from a 6 cell to whatever it is, and then that's where I'm keeping it until it goes to its 5-gallon smart pot outside. But that's just one extra step, but that's what I like to do because I don't want to fill all that dirt, and then I want to make sure they're all going to sprout or whatever it is, and I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
That just me. It seems easier for me they'll sprout in a 72 cell than just all that warmth, trying to warm up that cup or whatever you have in all that soil. It's easier to do that little bitty 6 cell with a 72 count to have the soil warm enough and everything, and they seem to sprout good. So that's the only thing I do.
Yeah, I've been trying the egg carton thing. That's not a bad deal, man. I've had I got a bunch of stuff come up in that really good, but last thing I tried and I wished I started sooner. The Arrow Garden is really amazing for sprouting. I got the 15 slot seed starting tray for my small sprout, and I did the first 15. All I got 100% germination rate.
You sure about the percentage, Joe? I thought it was 1,000%.
Right there, you go. 1,000%. Man.
Right?
It's I had one died because it kept the helmet, and I don't know, it kind of shriveled up before. Usually they give a fight before they give up, but that one kind of just it came down, and
Yeah.
so
I
I
still
got
try
14 after 15.
I still try to help them with helmet head. There's something about it. I'm like, man, I want to try to help you. I keep moistening the top, and I kind of do this little gentle twist with them with my fingernails and stuff until they maybe fall off. If I break it off, oh well, it's going to get pulled anyway or going to shrivel up and die. So I'm like, I got a 50-50 chance.
I got a little trick. Like you said, get it moist, and then you pressed on the edges, the sharp edges, kind of
Right.
open up, try to
Yeah.
get it to bubble up, and but you have to be really careful. And another thing I've done, I think Kang has a video. You get a nail clipper, and you clip that edge that I just told you where you press. You clip one of those edges, and uh, you know, uh, it'll be minimal damage to the leaf, if any, but that loosens them up.
Yeah, the only time I ever had luck was whenever you actually saw them like that, where you could see the two leaves with like the gap in between and the seed head was right on the top. I didn't try spraying them down because I didn't hear about that until way later than any of this happened. But just grabbing that thing and just pulling it right off, and you rip like part of the leaves off, and it just kind of flops open. Like, okay, let's see what we can do. And it's kind of like
Yeah,
broken, jagged leaves. But yeah,
but
usually they make it, but
I actually grew a plant that was just the little stem. I ripped off both leaves completely, and I got lazy to just get rid of the cup, and it started growing back. It grew back, and I left it there, and it took long, but it
Well, I've
I
had
made a
some come out.
plant. I got peppers. I got peppers in the damn thing.
I've had some that come up like just look like a bean sprout, like no leaf or nothing, and then all of a sudden you just start seeing the little leaves coming, and they're like, at first it just looks like a little white twig. There's nothing there, and you're like, what? That's kind of a oddball, and then sooner or later it starts growing.
I talked about it in one of the live streams. I was trying to transplant out of like the little 12-pack holders that I've got on my seed starting tray. And I was trying to transplant the guy, and I broke the roots. And I was like, well, this guy's not going to grow. So I just threw him in the bottom of the seed starting tray. I was like, he's a goner. And like 2 days later, like he's 2 inches taller and like he's now growing out of a little like moisture pocket that was there. And he's actually in tomorrow's update. I have no clue what it is now because I didn't label the cup and I just kind of threw him down, but it's still going. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there's always that one. I got one mystery plant so far. That's my best score so far.
Mm-hmm. Mine usually doesn't happen until I transplant.
Yeah.
I end up
Yeah,
with,
well, that's.
Well, like last
Oh,
year.
you mean when you go into? Well, yeah, I'm still not in the clear. That's true. That's
yeah.
another deal when you're going to home. When they're going home, I always mess up, man. You
I
got
I don't know how we do it. We got them labeled.
Well, for me, last year I had them all lined up in the garage. So I did all my smart pots in the garage. So I had I don't know how many 10 or 15 3 gallons or what have you, and then I had all the peppers, and then I had the cup, and then I put the cup in the container or in front of the container, and then something happened, and then when they got mixed up or something, I'm like, damn, what the hell was this? And I had no clue what the hell it was. Because the cup fell over and something happened. I don't know, some crazy thing, but yeah, I don't know.
It's
We all
the
make
rush,
mistakes.
and it's the rush. You're fighting there. You probably I didn't get my vacation last year where it was due for me to do my replanting outside, and I come home, it's a fight against uh, daylight, what's left of daylight, and it's mostly in a rush. I had last year I was running out of room, out of soil, and I had all these plants. I grabbed a big, it has to be like 10 gallon maybe, and I put my last 3 peppers there, and boom, I'm like, yes, got it done. And I'm standing up, and I'm like, oh shit. So you toss the cups where you tossed all the others, and oh shit.
Well, today I was doing the solo cup transfer, and I had the Fata Darth Maul, and then I had Devil's Brains, and I had the outside cup marked already what the name was, but then I was scooping the dirt for the inside cup, and then I planted it, and I looked at it, and I'm like, that's not the Darth Maul, because I mean you could tell the Darth Maul is a purple green colored leaf or whatever, so it's totally different than a Devil's Brain. So fortunately, I caught that mistake before that one happened, but yeah, as from the painters, the part of the painter group, Batman, the Fata peppers, kind of like Mojo. So we'll see how that one goes. Trying to see how that comes out. And Anthony asked me earlier, am I taking my plants out yet? No. April 1st, at least. I gotta build my shade structure. I'm going on vacation in 2 weeks. I gotta redo that. Just a little bit of snow that we had screwed it up. So I gotta tear it apart, and I gotta widen it anyway. So the shade structure that I had last year, I gotta make it a lot wider. So I gotta do that construction during my vacation in 2 weeks. So.
And one chat that I wanted to hop to real quick in the chat was Nikki Diamond is back again saying, thank you. I was watching you guys, started eating more hot peppers. I'm starting to feel better. Arthritis is not as bad. Thank you. Absolutely.
Yay.
That's good.
Yeah, Neil Smith did that from the Hippie Seed Company.
Mm-hmm.
He had he's actually not, he looks older than me, but he's really not. He's like in his late 40s, but he had an early onslaught of arthritis. Massive. And to the point where he was pretty much getting crippled up, he said. And that's when he started eating the supers, really pushing himself to start taking on supers. But he also did, they actually sell it now, but it's coconut oil with capsaicin in it. And he would rub that on his joints and get it into his pores. He would get himself all warmed up and get sweaty so he can open up his pores, and he would rub that in on his joints and get it all in there. And to this day, he doesn't have a problem. He said, now, is it healed? I don't know. He said, but I don't suffer from the pain from it.
Yeah. I really enjoy watching his videos. I mean, I really enjoy everybody they always have on, and it's always it's always good to watch them.
Yeah,
you gotta love Charlotte.
Yeah,
I know. Poor Charlotte. Although she is Brad, her tolerance is getting better.
Oh, she would outdo me any day.
Her and Donna talk. Her and Donna will chat, or they have, and she was giving Donna pointers on starting to try to eat some hotter stuff. It was freaking hysterical. She would tell her slice up certain peppers and put them in food and put them on a. Donna was like, I really don't have a desire to do all that. And here now she's branching out. She's actually using powders and trying hotter. She tried that the MOAB candy bar, and it's kind of cool. But I got to give Charlotte credit for that. Charlotte helped her along.
Charles.
Yes.
Crazy Kim asked about your Darth Maul pepper. You just said that, right?
Yeah. So it's like I said, it's from the Italian. So it looks like Darth Maul from Star Wars, with black going through with the red. Kind of looks kind of like I guess a ghost-ish scorpion type, real red with the black markings.
I'll be right back.
I saw the posting.
Yeah.
A lot of peppers we joke that they're painted.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on the purple calyx. I had that one sprout today. The Puma 7-Pop bubblegum purple calyx or whatever. I'm not sure about
that in specific. I said, damn, what a wonderful Photoshop job. They look unbelievable, man. I think. I have to
say though that Fada, even though he doesn't have as many as Mojo, is way easier to get his pepper seeds than Mojo because he does priority mail as opposed to Mojo sends it through regular Italian post. So I mean, I see regularly on the PLC they're saying, how long did it take your seeds to get from Mojo? I've had 3 different orders. I had one, it was like 18 days or so, or 21 days or something. I had one that was like 3 or 4 weeks, and one was 6 weeks. So it just varies. I mean, it depends on what's going on, what time of year it is, all kinds of stuff. Now, the one from Potas came in 12 days or days or something. But
I have dealt with all 3 Italian growers that have similar pepper. The creator of the Black Panther is Demetrio. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I've dealt with him. I've bought for him, and talked to him. The Mojo guy, I've also dealt with him. I've spoken to him. He's cool. His seeds got to me, promptly also. But that new Fadas guy or girl, I noticed his profile says is a she.
It's a guy.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't like him. He's not a. I'm sorry to bring the negativity, but I didn't like his dealings. He left me hanging. He practically wasted my time. He left me hanging on the chat, and just not a good feeling. Like, if he even came back, I wouldn't even answer.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, for me, it was not bad.
Cosmico Pro. Yeah,
for me, it was fine. The transaction went fine. So, I was cool, and he kept on responding to me. So, I guess I don't know.
Yeah, because that's probably because you were giving him business.
Yeah.
completely wasted my time, like some of the children do.
Yeah.
I like Beatty Beats comment in the chat. He says, "I can turn a red bell into a mall in Photoshop too."
I mean, I used to do that. I mean, that's what I have half my degrees in is, well, I have a dual degree, but some of mine's I don't do graphics anymore. But I mean, I used to do that stuff. I mean, that's I worked for someone who did screen printing and everything else for most of the gas stations and all that other stuff. So I used to do all that kind of stuff. But that's just something I don't do anymore.
Hey, there was a comment question earlier from Bernie Phantom. Do any of you, I figured there's two of you that do. Do any of you fine gentlemen have any tips for fermenting peppers and making sauces?
I do the double boil. I haven't fermented anything. So I haven't tried that yet. Some imagine maybe Batman has, but I haven't.
Yeah, I do both. I do first ferment, then cook, and trying out different things. I find doing both it really brings out pepper flavor and whatever you're doing. Um, a good tip: if you're making a fruit sauce, don't ferment the fruit with the salt with the pepper mash. I usually, I started for a better flavor, cooking the fruit. Adding the fruit, either blended and then cook at the cooking point. But if you want a tip on fermenting, I started really simple with Kang's video. Kang ferments for 5 days. I do probably 7 days, sometimes more. And basically, you just need a nice container. You cover saran wrap. I don't use the special stuff like
The airlock.
yeah, those I never use that stuff. I think Paula mentioned using those special fermenting things. But yeah, saran wrap over it. You let it breathe, not completely sealed. You try to stir twice a day if you can. Once, if you're busy with work, once a day is fine too. But yeah, a cool, dark place like a cabinet with room that you can stick it in. You keep it there, stir it once a day, and that's it. Yeah. About the third day you stir it, you should see some of the fermenting process happening. But usually, yeah, 7 days for me. Sometimes more if I'm a little busy. Might stretch out a few more.
See you, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
And then Eric went to ask what I was saying about double boil. I mean, that could be the correct terminology, but what I do is I basically boil everything I have, then I blend, and then I boil again to make sure it's hot enough when I go and put it into bottles. That's what I was referring to. So that's what I was referring to on that.
What temperature do you take it up to, or do you just boil?
It's a boil, but I think it has to be at least 170, I believe, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
You boil the sauces packed bottled up already.
Hmm.
You boil the bottles.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean when you say double boil, you boil in a pot the sauce and then you bottle them and you boil the bottles.
No. I boil the bottles separate.
Right to sterilize? But what's the double boil again?
Like I said, it could be not the right terminology. What I said is I boil everything that I have So the peppers and everything, then I blend and then I boil it again.
Oh, okay. You
That's like I said, it can be the correct terminology, but that's what I just saying.
you boil it again. You boil it again once you get it smoother.
Yes.
Smoother.
Yeah.
To get my smoother consistency, I give it a really good blend after cooking because that's when the cooking softens everything up a little more. Sometimes you got the pepper skin flying down in there.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I mean, I cook everything together, then boil it, and then blend it, then boil it again, then make sure it's when it's hot enough to go into the bottles, and then seal them and everything. So that's what I was referring to.
Well, I'm also restricted a lot. Every time I cook, the house is engulfed in all the hot, and my girlfriend comes in and she's choking and dying. I've had fights, and you're trying to kill me. You don't listen. Right.
Still, the worst for me is not that actual part. Is the worst for me is cleaning. Once you put that hot water in the sink,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is just the blender, the pot that you boiled everything in. It just once it hits the first initial hot water, you're like it's death. It's like you want
to. You gotta use the coldest water you have. You gotta use cold water first. Rinse everything off, then use the dish soap on it.
Yeah.
But I have to cook either late after she's asleep, or she has school 2 nights a week, and I get a few hours. But even that's not enough. She'll come home a lot of times and I'm like, shit, I thought it'd be clear by now.
Yeah.
I have like the grease fan on and the other. It doesn't work. When I made when I made Jeff Hobbs Reaper sauce, called it Hell on Hobbs, that engulfed the second floor of the house all the way up, reached the stairs. Insane.
Derek asked Batman, have you had any have any sauces out there for sale? I'm pretty sure, on the Pepper Lover Community Marketplace.
Hey, yeah, I do, Kim. And ever since I've been making sauce and seeing your videos, it's I've been itching to ask you if you would receive one of my bottles. I didn't know if you get paid. I didn't know if there's a fee, but it would be an honor, man. I'll send you a bottle right away.
There you go, Derek.
Have you tried any of those?
Go ahead, Rob.
Have you tried any Batman sauces?
Have I?
Yeah.
No.
Huh.
Yeah, he's one of the sellers I won't buy from. I mean, the orange banger is the worst sauce ever in the face of the earth.
Hey, Charles.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, I love that orange banger. That is great.
Rev. I'm gonna have to call you out, Rev. We sent you a sauce, no?
No.
It was from Aaron and I, no? Or was it just a box of pods?
No, Aaron sent me a box of pods.
It was probably just pods. I thought okay. I thought a sauce went your way. I swore. All right, so no, I was just
I think we need to remedy this.
I'm sorry, Rev.
Aaron sent me a box of pods, and I did most of them. It was the King Naga, and which I regrew again last year. And he sent me the ahi pineapple. I believe that was the original one that I did on that. What else was it? I remember that King Naga was the first one I did, and Aaron was like, "Geez, oh man, I didn't think you were gonna start with that one." But yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Did Rob Todd Jeff go to the office or what?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't hear the chat being read, so
Yeah.
apparently.
Let's see what's going on.
Gage, he says if I'm going back to those no-fly zone, a lot of the sauces I make, like I'm kind of winging it out there. I'm not exactly making recipes right now. And well, I do have some, like the orange banger. I try to keep that one coming back, but a lot of the stuff I do, it could be the same sauce, and I'll go for a different name. I'm not really set now on making anything signature. Like, well, the Batman, the orange banger, like I said, it's kind of a demand, so why wouldn't I do that? But I even stopped going by measurements. I kind of cook the same way, like I say, like our grandmothers. They don't pull up the recipe with the measurements.
I'm
kind of go.
I'm kind of the same way, but I have a rough estimate on what.
That's how confident I've become making sauces.
I just want to make sure there's enough fruit in mine. That's what I go for because I want to make sure you taste the fruit. So as long as you got the fruit taste and then you got heat at whatever level, that's good for me.
Thanks, Kim. Yeah, that's like I always underestimate myself. Like the new green sauce I had, that's my first shot at something like that. And when I made it, I gave it a taste, and honestly, I was like, I might have messed up on this one. To my taste, I think. So I took it to a coworker that's been getting most of my sauces. He even got the Hell on Hobbs. Says it's still sitting there. He can't really mess with it. But I came out after giving it to him, and he's in the corner across the street. Two more guys trying it, and they thought it was amazing. It was a Friday, so Monday I had to come with two for each of those guys. And yeah, from what I hear, even here, somebody on the chat said the green sauce was amazing, and I didn't think it was gonna be.
Well, see, for mine, I mean, I wasn't either. I mean, I was kind of new to all this, and I mean, I have coworkers who are my test subjects, but I mean, for me, I was like, I want something unbiased, so I started sending my sauce to you. I sent it to Jay. I sent it to Dave. I sent it to Jeff Hobbs. I sent everybody I know who makes sauces, and then wrote them with a note. saying, "Oh, Kyle and Dwight, everybody's like, here, tell me what you think I need, or how you think you like this." And then I went from there. I said, "I don't want you to BS me or nothing. Tell me what is good or bad about this sauce, and what do I need to adjust, and what do I need to do." And then so the initial first one that I had are not like the ones I do now, because I mean I learned from what everybody's input helped me out. So it helped me out a lot, because I got people who actually that's what they do, and I went for the people in the PLC community, that I see who sell a lot of sauces, and then that's what I did, and then got their feedback, and then went from there.
Yeah, I like the thing about our stuff is that it, like Kang said on the review he did on my Bootberry Flame. It's our stuff is fresh. There's no preservatives versus store like Kim says, commercial hot sauces that might have preservatives and even like the thickening agents.
Yeah, the safe and gum or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what gets people when they open our sauces. They take a whiff and it's that fresh pepper smell. That's another reason why I don't let vinegar ever overpower a sauce, because we're in it for the peppers should be the start. So if it's fruit, I let the fruit get some action in there. But yeah, the vinegar level would be lower in the fruit sauce, and that's how you let whatever you're advertising the sauce shine.
Yeah, when I opened up the bottle, I smelled pepper with late fruit. I didn't smell vinegar at all in it. And I thought it was a really pleasant smell when I opened it.
Yeah, I was glad you said that. Uh, I mean, a lot of people, more than I've heard, not they prefer not, a less vinegary sauce. And personally, I like a vinegar sauce once in a while too. I used to love I still do any like the Louisiana style hot sauce. That's pretty awesome. But it's
Frank's
just
hot
not
sauce.
what I
Frank's,
see
baby.
myself doing fresh,
Yeah, you like vinegar, Frank's hot sauce. Way to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love Frank's.
I laugh because I love Frank's hot sauce with a little bit of extra ahi lemon drop put in it. Yeah. So Eric is asking, is some vinegar necessary?
Yes. I'm going with yes, because you need some vinegar.
Kim, it's you're just describing my dream come true, man. I love what you do. Your editing is superb. If you do a Batman theme, man, I would have to repost that. Like, I'll post that on Pinterest if I have to. That's me and my wife's thing there. I don't really do much there, but that's pretty awesome, man. I
Told you.
I was
And
to even
like,
ask, because your stuff looks just so professional, and you got the character and everything to do it. It's just crazy fun to watch. So hell yeah, man. I would appreciate that so much.
yeah, that's what I say about Crazy Kimberlin all the time. That guy has the best edited videos, music to the video, music to the editing video, like you name it, best production period, hands down, of anybody under like 15, 20,000 subscribers, period.
Yeah.
Like, put up whoever you think is better. I guarantee that Crazy Kimberlin is better.
Yeah,
Heck,
that's
even a lot of the channels, that are in 50, 60, 70,000 range don't touch what he does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I don't even want it to
exactly.
get like
That's why.
because if you keep it like 20 or below, no, it's hands down. Nobody's gonna put you on that. No, that guy is the best.
Yep.
Possibilities.
Not subscribe to Crazy Kimberlin. Check him out. Crazy Kimberlin Opinions. KIMBERLIN Opinions.
Yeah. We were saying on the last hangout, like, it's really it kind of it's upsetting to see that he's not up there with like other people, like, couple of K subscribers, because guy really knows what he's doing. It's like he's born for this
Yeah,
stuff.
and he says, "Trust me, I've seen a lot better." I haven't. So, I've seen people in the 100,000s that can't touch your skills.
Nah,
Susan's in the house.
totally not.
Oh man,
Hi, Susan.
what's going on, Susan? We got Batman and Dave on tonight
And no, the world's not coming to an end.
that we know of.
Right.
Yeah.
The guy does green screen with a GoPro. Great stuff, man. That's not Kimberlin, is it?
Yeah.
He does it with the green screen and GoPro. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know it was a GoPro. I thought it was one of those $8,000-$10,000 video cameras.
Nah, he doesn't.
Okay.
I think Derek's made it perfectly clear. He doesn't have like super high end fancy stuff. He mentioned the GoPro on one of his live streams, or it was one of his live streams, I believe.
Yep.
Well, that makes it all the more better then, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Not only that, but he has music so good that he made himself that he gets flagged by himself on his own channel.
And if you didn't know, he did my intros,
And
and
mine.
the music in the intros were custom made by him, and he did Rob's.
And Yankee Ace 50.
And
Yep.
Yankee 50.
Don't forget about that.
So if you have a channel and you're interested, get a hold of him.
Oh man, Nikki says hi, Teddy Bear.
Yeah,
But
changed.
that is inaccurate right now because now he's a sloth.
Yeah, no longer a teddy bear.
Yep. Sorry. There's too many bears on PLC. Aaron, Catch the Bear, JT Bear. There's too many bears on PLC, so we can't have any more bear things going on. So moving on, sloth.
Yeah,
Hey,
Derek said-
Charles,
Yes.
you got off easy.
Why?
Because, yeah, I was gonna say, man, I got a little jealous. My man, Aaron, the bear, like I said the same thing. There's a few bears in here now. We can't touch JT. It's like,
Yeah.
he's a legend, but
Yeah.
kidding, man.
I know. That's why I was changing it back. It was only temporary. We went through our firefighter teddy bear phase for 3 or 4 weeks when we were harassing Rob Top Jeffs, and then we've kind of moved on. We still harass him, but I've taken the firefighter teddy bear thing off.
Oh yeah, viewers, please do not think that we took time off from harassing Rob Todd Jeff.
Yes. That never stopped.
No, we totally are with that. We are with you. I mean,
Yeah.
that is cat love. So we are.
If you missed earlier in the show, Rob Todd Jeff is going to wear an Ahi Lemon Drop costume.
Yeah.
Provided by Donna, which is Dave's wife.
Dave, do you still have that picture? Please put that up on the screen.
Yeah, we're giving him a break to just, Dave's return. Today's Dave's night, so going easy on Rob.
This is going to be Rob's costume.
No.
Only we're gonna make it yellow, make it look more lemon, like Ahi lemon drop-ish, and
No. No.
if you see that,
Mention
think of Elf.
Perhaps some pepper spiked tights, that kind of stuff.
No.
And what was it? Some what was it? Something Crocs, orange Crocs,
Pepper Crocs.
Yeah,
pepper Crocs. There you go.
The best thing is that when he goes and makes a video, he's like, yes, has a bunch of customers walk by the shop. They said they saw that pepper in the window, and then they're talking about him because he dressed up like an Ahi Lemon Drop.
Gage says, AKA Ahi Avenger.
There you go. There's your name.
That's a good name, but not for me. We could put this on Rev. Yeah, Rev could do it.
I'm going to text that picture to Rev, Charles,
Okay.
and Wayne. And they can all have fun with it.
No.
You give it to the wrong people. Well, you're giving it to the right people, but the wrong people for Todd, Rob, Jeff. Because they're not going to like it.
Hey, I got a decent Photoshop.
Yeah.
You'll see an 8x10 going by with the lights. Here, look at my 10, and you'll see Rob, Todd, Jeff with the.
You saw my picture with Dave as the Joker. I got a good Photoshop game, man.
Todd, how do you get yourself into this?
I have no idea. And I keep trying to get myself out of it, and that rope just keeps on pulling me back.
See, what I think what it is don't give away everything. Don't give away that your favorite pepper is Ahi Lemon Drop. Just keep quiet about it. Poker face. Don't tell them what your favorite pepper is. So now, we wouldn't have had to joke about it like we're doing now. But it's just gonna be funny.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that is so you, man. That is so weird. You're gonna love this, Rob.
I think we should send it to Derek too to see what he can come up with.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
No, we send it to Derek. He's totally gonna run with that. That will be like every time he does a pepper review, he's like, "Oh, I've got to get into my pepper costume." It's not complete.
Derek will take that and take Rob, and he'll make that like a movie poster.
Yeah.
Send Derek. It's in your messages on Messenger.
Yes.
Why is laughing so bad?
Sorry, Rob. I love you, man. I really do.
Definitely have fun with that. Hi, I'm Rod Todd.
Well, let me be absolutely clear. Like, if it was someone who was like 5'8", it probably wouldn't be that funny.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
Wayne, I know it's on your phone too. I sent it to you.
I'm sorry.
Hashtag put Todd in the pepper suit. No, I don't think so.
I got the picture, Rob. Show it because the call is on my phone. But I got it. I'll make you happy.
Okay, people in the chat, help me change the subject.
So hashtag. We need to think of a hashtag for Rod Todd Jeff with the he costume.
Look at Derek.
It's hashtag the real Todd. Bang.
Oh, look at Derek's hashtag. Put Todd in the pepper suit. Pepper Pod Todd.
Oh, there you go.
Pepper Pod Todd. Gage, I think you got the winner.
Pepper Pod Todd.
So from now on, we're gonna start calling him Pepper Pod Todd.
Oh my god.
Pepper Pod Todd.
Hey, talking
they've already
about
sent it.
graphics. I'm sorry. Talking about graphics and editing. Did you guys see what BD Beats did for the Arctic Pepper Lab?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for Alex.
That was a pretty sick intro too.
I love that video because he was just like, "Here's my intro," and then he's like, "Oh, did you like my intro? Let me play it for you again." And then he played it again. He's like, "Oh, just in case you didn't see it, I'm gonna play it again."
Take a look at that again. But look at the middle. You see the.
Yeah.
This is
Let's play it a little slower.
yeah, but that's really a bummer what he's going through though. He did all that work and man, he's getting destroyed by thrips. And then they had the fungus gnats, but he's about to the point where he's just ready to give it up because he can't do anything. Because I mean, it's below freezing there. I mean, constantly, and he's just, he's trying to do his best, and it would be unfortunate that he would have to start over or do whatever.
I was hoping that he would be in here when this came up because if you're watching this in the aftermath, ride it out. Let those things take your plants all the way down to the ground. Like, don't give up. Just keep going.
I saw him comment earlier in the chat.
Yeah, I would never like kill my plants just because they might get killed. No, you got to go ahead. If you're a bug, you're going to take them out. No, take them out. Go ahead. Take them completely out because I'm not going to do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that spirit, Red, but yeah, aphids and stuff like that, they're really discouraging, man. I had them in the grow room for bringing trying to overwinter plants from outside. I had a bunch of plants. I had a bunch of plants that grew some new rounds of peppers right when it was getting cold. So I'm like, hell no, these are, I'm getting these peppers, and I brought them all into the basement. About 15 plants. I saw aphids pop up. I removed one, I removed two, I removed three. Then I said, I got to treat this shit. And nothing worked for me. I was so, I was furious. It was so discouraging. I felt like quitting. I scrapped everything. I cleaned up. I started again. And that caused at the end of the summer, I had plants that were just starting to flower. It sucked. So, and dealing with the aphids really, I thought hard about just scrapping everything. I'm just gonna not do it. It's really messed up. A lot of them, it just got out of control. It was disgusting to look at them. I grabbed in a rage, I grabbed the large plastic bag and I tossed the cups in there. Cup, double cup, everything, just the whole plant. I washed off a few and brought them out into the greenhouse. It wasn't even time. The greenhouse generates a little heat, but they were still cold in there. I was seeing the effects of the cold on them. But yeah, it makes you, it really, it can get to you. It makes you want to quit. It makes you want to give up everything.
Yeah.
Look at JT Bear, man. Like he's been having aphids for the last like bunch of years. Like he did not get rid of them at all, and I feel so bad for him.
Every time this season, every time I head down there, It's pretty scary. That's first thing on my mind. I look around. I have a magnifying glass. It's it's a big relief when I don't, everything's clear, everything's good, because that problem with aphids, people say, "Oh, use this. No, use this. This is better. This works." And yeah, it might work for you, but I'm telling you, right? And gotten rid of aphids, like let's say outside on my tomatoes, just the water with the hose, boom, flush them off, and they'll probably go somewhere else and done. But that year down there in the basement, it was hell. I did everything. I started with the neem and soap. I That didn't work. I went to someone suggested just buy the organic spray already mixed, and whatever. Boom. That had a horrible effect on the plants. Then I went to pyrethrin mixing spray. The pyrethrin also affects the plants. It was the worst. That didn't work. I got the 1,500 ladybugs. They went crazy in there. They look like they're doing work, but activity sure enough stops, or ladybugs start dying. I refuse to feed them so they can eat aphids, but yeah, they couldn't hang. I went to the pyrethrin fogger. I took 2 foggers. I sealed the room. I released those foggers in there, and man, it looked like that just pissed them off. They came full force, and after that, that's I just resorted to washing off. I was running them under the water, washing everything off, washing off top layer soil and everything, and those were going out in the greenhouse. That's the only way I got them off the plants that year.
The
That was
only
last.
time I've ever gotten them off the plants was I had them heavy in the greenhouse, and I bought like 1,500 ladybugs and let them go. And next thing I know, there were no aphids at all in my entire greenhouse.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I
that's not a good.
started
That's
I
not a good
started to think
thing.
like
But that's not a good thing to do inside your house, though.
Yeah.
yeah, I started cursing the ladybugs because I don't know. For me, they weren't as effective. I saw them, a lot of times minding their own business. They walk past aphids, and it was puzzling. I didn't get it. I'm like, you fuckers are supposed to be, devouring these things, and I did, yeah. I had a video like close-ups and chomping away on these little buggers, but not how I hoped, man. And out of 1,500, you get a decent amount alive. Very little dead. You might expect more, but
Well, like I was texting you the other day, like you were talking to me because I mean, I guess my garage tent. That's really what mine is like I was doing texting you, Gage, a couple other people, and it's just like Rob. I think I text you what they were, and they're like some small aphid or something. And like I said, this is the last time I'm ever overwintering anything. Never doing it ever again. And I'm not, like I said, we talked about the couple of meetups ago about the hardening and stuff. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. They're not. If they're inside, they're staying inside until they go outside. I'm not going back out, in, whatever it is. So never again will I ever do this.
no, yeah, like Aaron said, do not bring plants from outside. It's not worth it because you can start a new plant. You can start a new plant and not deal with the consequences. It's
I've
uh
done that. I got
another,
overwintered sugar rush peach. It came from outside.
Another reason I'm like, screw overwintering. Like I don't like. I like peppers on a fresh plant. First, second, third round maybe. But I found I have some overwinters and they put out ugly peppers. They get weird on me. I don't know if that's for you guys, but
Well, I mean, even the peppers at the tail end of the season look different. Like right before fall and stuff, they'll look not as great either, as like you were saying the first couple waves.
yeah, the yeah the plants. I had one plant that had beautiful peppers. First 3 rounds 1 year, and second year, oh man, it was so ugly, and the fruit sucked. I just let it die. I'm like, you know what? I'm not wasting even water on you. Crazy Kim says, talk to the ladybugs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to do the plants. Listen, Kim, when I released the ladybugs, I played the military, the AC-130 command, uh, the guys, uh, good effect on all that radio chatter. They were listening to that, man, as I deployed them.
Well, that's like Gage was saying too. But for the inside grow and all that other stuff, I mean, if you have a place where, like me, I use ocean forest and for the starters and stuff. You only need one bag to do what normal average grow is. You're not going to need more than a bag. So that's probably like the best $20 investment you can ever spend. Is like one good bag of soil to start all your seeds in.
Well, last fall when I started getting the aphids problem, I brought all the pepper plants from the shop home, and I did videos with them. But we have predatory hornets around here, which just love to eat aphids. And in a week or so, all of my plants went from being covered with aphids to not one being found anywhere. You couldn't even find the egg sacs on the undersides of the leaves. So I thought, great, bring them back to the shop. Yeah, it took about a month for them to reinfest, but yeah, it's possible they were still in the shop, which is probably the case. But ants like aphids. There are certain types of ants like aphids. They'll pull them off and bring them down into their holes so that they can eat their leavings, their honeydew. So ants could be an interesting way of getting rid of them if we could find a way to make a colony that would go and find them and bring them down. But otherwise, we don't want to bring predatory hornets in, but we've got them all over the place here.
I was thinking more like find the aphids home planet and like nuke that mother.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, the aphids have got my plants to the point right now where my Bohemian goat, my MOA Scotch bonnet, and my scorpion, this is going to be their last years because they're taking us so hard that they have to come out of the shop, and yeah, this will be their last season. Have a good night, Bernie. But yeah, so that's kind of depressing to have a 4-year-old plant that's going to be almost 5 years old, that's been a good producer all its time, and to get taken over by pesky little bugs.
Yep.
Well, I mean, last year I can't tell you how many pods I threw away because of damn leaf-footed bugs and damn stink bugs. Don't even get me started on that crap. I mean, I would have had a way better season than I had last year if I didn't have all these damn little cyst-looking things everywhere throughout all my pods. mean, I mean, I guess you can use them in some form, but I mean, for me, I don't sell seeds or anything like that, so I'm not going to use them for that. But I don't know. I just didn't want.
I had a bunch of beetles. Anybody have beetles putting holes on the peppers? I put beetles get attracted to light, so I used a large bug zapper, and I'd leave it on overnight, and the tray was just full of beetles every morning, and it really helped me control them. I had it right around the deck, close to the greenhouse, and some of the. 'Cause, I think the beetles find their homes in the lawn area, and yeah, a bug zapper overnight, a decent sized one, kind of helped as the weeks went by, less and less in the tray, and yeah, that was one of my problems. They were putting holes on the pods.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to find out if adult aphids were attracted to a light like that.
I didn't see your aphis versus predator.
No, I want to see that now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Pepper weevils, I don't think we have those here.
Yeah. I had my another problem I had was like tons of slugs. I used the beer traps really well for slugs. They flock through it like crazy.
Hate slugs.
Well, see, for mine, I don't know if it was just whatever. I mean, you know how I do containers and stuff, but I put those 12 by 12 pavers that you put at a home improvement store, and all the slugs stayed underneath this concrete paver. They never moved up into where the pots were. I don't know if it was just that's how it was for me or what, but they never went up. They always stayed right by the paver.
What in the daytime though, right? Are you out there at night like me with a flashlight?
Yeah.
I must have been out there, especially last season. I would make it a point to get out there with the flashlight, and it's pretty satisfying the amount of slugs I would get off my plants, right on pods, on the leaves, everywhere. And I had pavers on a few of them.
Mhm.
I had a whole line of fabric pots on top of cinder blocks, and they would make it up there. I find them on the plants all the time in the mulch, and yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
for me, I didn't notice it because, like I said, I was out there at night looking at seeing where all these leaf-footed bugs and all this other stuff was going all in it. So I was always out there at night because I saw the stink bug thing. You can make a homemade stink bug trap. That didn't work with like a 2 liter bottle and a light and they get trapped or whatever in there, but that didn't work. So I was out a lot at night trying to deal with my stink bugs and the leaf-footed bugs, but yeah, I don't know. I never saw any of those on there.
That's one great thing about having aquaponics. You find some slugs, you just throw them right in the water. Like, maybe the fish will eat them, or maybe they'll just drown.
Yeah.
I was putting the little cup of beer in between a lot of the plants, and I
Or put
find
them in
them
a small
full.
container and just sprinkle a bunch of salt all over them. Oh, sorry, buddy. See if you
Or
can
ammonia water. Ammonia water does the same thing. Melts them right up.
It's like one of those like 1960s Batman episodes. Like, oh, see if you can get out of that one.
Yeah, I went. I went.
Blam! Up Howie.
Yeah, I got in trouble for running to the salt. You know, I got one of those. Jesus, do you have to torture the thing? Why can't you just kill it?
It is killing it. It just
It
a
is.
little bit.
These things are messing with my emotions, man. This is peppers we're talking about.
Exactly. They take it slow on my peppers. Why shouldn't I
Yeah,
take it
that's
slow
why.
on them?
You know, I got. I
They attack the
my
trunk.
argument.
Just sit there and suck on it until there's no more trunk left and the whole plant falls over. That's torture to me.
That's my argument with squirrel lovers. Squirrels are so freaking destructive for no reason. You know, if if these damn things ate the peppers and they were feeding on my garden, I'd probably be a little bit a little more cool about it. But it's just destructive. They're just they just dig up your stuff. If they do take a pepper, it's just to toss it somewhere. You know, they take your tomato, they take one bite, move to the next, just to ruin it. They don't really eat your stuff, and you know they mess with my birds. The man, I just hate squirrels, and it's you know that's my like. Don't tell me I have to be humane to this animal that's just it's my time, it's my money, it's something I'm doing. Gardening, it's not to take kindly to a pest. This is a rodent.
No, come on, Batman. They're all furry and cute and just
Yeah, I you know
it has
I used
nothing to do with it. They're a rodent and they will just destroy whatever they want. But come on, they're cute.
Well, yeah, the
Rev,
red squirrels, they'd sit and dig up
I
my
used to
bok choy and my lettuce, and they'll dig down and eat the roots of the pepper plants. But it's only the red squirrels. The gray squirrels, they don't pay any attention. They don't go anywhere near. You know, they'll wait for the walnuts to fall and they'll clean those up. So will the red squirrels. But those stinking red
no.
squirrels, I wouldn't mind taking those out. Leave the gray ones there because the gray ones help clean up the walnuts. Have
That's
two
where a
people
nice
work
Actually,
on
shotgun
it.
comes into handy.
Rev, Rob, the gray squirrel is the most destructive, man. In Europe, they clean up the gray to so they won't interfere with the red squirrel. The red squirrel are considered less destructive. I don't know how that's going for you. Here, here, the almost the whole population in New Jersey is gray squirrel, and turns out the state brought them here. There are so many. It's a hell for gardener. I have too many of them, and they like I said, they mess with the birds. Uh, they'll eat the young, and ruin the yeah. Their destructive doesn't even stop at the garden. You know, they're if you notice, they don't even share their food amongst them. They if there's a food source, you'll see two squirrels fighting to see who gets at it first,
Yeah, all that
and
all the time.
then they don't stop at their own food source. They want everybody's food source. That's why they go to the bird feeders. They want everything. Squirrels.
Well, that's like Derek said. He said he actually, his remedy was he feeds them. He puts corn under a tree and feeds them.
Yeah,
And then he cuts out a decal in the form of a squirrel and puts it on the water bottle to entice them.
and Rob said I had a big old hog kill a squirrel in my garden last year and knocked over a couple plants in the process. It was probably pretty welcomed. Well, there goes those 2 plants, but whatever. Squirrel taking out those 5 plants.
I would feed that hog, man.
And Gage is out of here.
Yeah, I haven't seen the gray. I don't have bird feeders or anything like that around, so I see the gray squirrels will come down in the yard, grab walnuts, and then take off. But the red ones, they live in my woodpile outside the back door.
Have squirrels? Have the gray squirrels dug up your trash, took a piece of sandwich bread, and tucked it behind your mailbox?
No.
Like me? I swear, man, they got it out for me. They chopped down the city took a tree I had right in front of the house, but when that tree was there, they had scouts. They would look out for when I would wake up, and they would do that tail signal thing. It'd go like this to the tail and do that noise. And that would signal all the ones digging up my flower bulbs in the front that we were coming out.
Mm-hmm. So they're all like saying, "We're gonna piss off Batman today. Come out."
Oh yeah, and you don't even know. I've had I found chicken nuggets buried in the on the foot of my plants. It's insane.
Yep.
Eric says, chewed up wires in my car, $500. That
yeah, and when the tomatoes reach the top of the fence, guess who's on there toppling everything down, and once you get tomatoes toppled down, it's pretty much over. You might as well leave them.
So if anybody anything from this show tonight, the thing that pisses off Batman more than anything in the world is squirrels. So if you ever think you want to upset Batman, send him any kind of thing that's related to a squirrel.
Yeah, so in case you're like, oh wow, there's so many wild squirrels in the back of my place, and I don't know what to do. And you're like, oh, I've got all these have-heart traps, and I just trapped a whole pile of squirrels. Drive them over to Batman's house, just let them out, and I don't know, sit back with a camera and watch the hilariousness ensue.
Well,
I wasn't really pleased with the way the taste of that orange banker tasted, so I'm sending you a squirrel.
Did you guys notice in my update video of the grow room when I patted that green thing covered up and that says cleaning?
I thought it's cool, man. I like the way you got your grow room. How you have all the little mementos and everything from everybody. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
And in all seriousness, if you're gonna send Batman a squirrel, please mark on the outside, like open this outdoors.
Yes.
That way he doesn't do it indoors in the grow room. That would not be cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because the next package you might receive for that return address might have Batman in it. It'll be a large box.
I'm pretty sure if they send you a squirrel, they're not going to have a return address. But okay, please put a return address if you're going to send a squirrel.
Yeah, Batman's kind of like on the lookout, kind of like on that dog on Up. Squirrel. Squirrel.
My cat actually, he's kind of my hero, man. He's always looking out for them, and the times I let him slip out the front, he's gone to the street chasing the little fuckers, but he's not really allowed outside. The girls are scared he might come in with bugs and shit.
But you're like, mate, hey, daddy proud. Go give me a damn squirrel.
Get that thing.
Get him. Get it. A little gray. Little.
Let it come back with fur.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the time I let him out. He only has time to like pick up a leaf, bring it back in. He thinks he got something.
Oh, that's great.
And Mark Z said that you can always have some squirrel covered with orange banger.
Squirrel jerky.
Yes,
The a lot of people have said that, man. They're like, "Yo, cook them squirrel dumpling recipe." I'm like, "Nah, man." When maybe when the apocalypse is down upon us.
Squirrel is awesome.
Mm.
No matter how you cook it, squirrel is awesome.
Barbecue squirrel.
Oh, any kind of way.
Yeah, the one of the guys that visited me from the community I met, we call him Tupac. He's there's not one time I mentioned squirrel, and he's like, "Yo, eat them, man. You gotta." Always, I'm like, "Listen, man. I might send them to you with a freaking headshot. You take care of it."
Check the time, 8-minute morning.
Yep.
Oh, and Bucky's is a beaver.
Yeah.
I'm just in the chat. I'm pretty sure it's a beaver.
What's that show on Discovery where they're hunting crocodiles all the time?
Crocodile hunter?
Huh?
Crocodile hunter?
No. Or was it alligators they were hunting?
The only thing I can think of, I have no clue, but the only thing I can think of is swamp.
Oh yeah, swamp
People.
Swamp people. Yeah.
Yeah, because on there they were showing the one set of guys that would go out squirrel hunting and eating them.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, squirrels are awesome. I love squirrel.
A squirrel's actually good eating.
Oh yeah, squirrel, bunny, quail.
Hey, Scott.
See you, Scott.
Later, Scott.
Later, Scott. Oh, by the way, Scott, no on that chocolate bootla.
But that's not to say that we're going to do another challenge, which will be the one we were talking about a couple weeks ago. That's going to be hashtag chocolate bootla for Kyle. Kyle, really, we need to get behind that one because Scott's got some chocolate bootla SLPs, and he's willing to send them to Kyle, but we want to make sure that Kyle goes through with it. So we want to see Kyle eat a chocolate bootla. He said he's going to eat the whole thing, and he's going to do a seed giveaway as a part of that. Maybe on his channel, maybe on here, who knows? But we need to get behind that. I forgot to mention that earlier in the show, but we've had so many things going on in this show. It's been a roller coaster ride. So,
yeah, I am totally not down with the chocolate bootla myself, but I am all about Cal eating a chocolate bootla because he said he could. I have already, I've already said no, I can't do that. So I will fail. So I just want to throw that out there. I will fail. So that's my whole thing. Like extract, no. Chocolate bootla, no. Any chocolate pod, No. So right off the bat, you know, I just want to make it, you know, perfectly clear. But Cal said, absolutely, I am all about it. So I am all for Cal, and I am 100% behind him with the chocolate bootlet challenge for Cal.
Yes. So go on his channel, Kyle Waller, and then go and make sure you do the hashtag chocolate bootlet for Kyle, so he knows that people are behind this, because that's who he was telling me today. He wants to make sure enough people are behind it. So I know everybody here on the panel is. I know everybody who usually views the Meetup Lives on Monday will be behind it, because we're behind almost any hashtag. So anything that we put up as a hashtag, most of the viewers here will definitely get behind.
Yeah, and seriously, people, I mean, come on. We are all about providing support for our fellow YouTube peoples that are watching the, you know, whether they're watching it or not. And we are all about them. And I totally think Kyle can do it. I don't know about Charles. I'm pretty sure he's right there with me, but I'm pretty sure we're both on the level that we
There it is.
know for sure he can do that. So yeah, go over to Cal Waller's channel and make sure that you give him the hashtag chocolate bootlet challenge for Cal, because we are all for it, because we know he can do it. I mean, come on, it's not a question right here with me and Charles. Like, we both are like, yeah, no, he can do it.
Yep.
It's not a big deal. I mean, we were behind the chocolate bootlet for Todd. Bang! That thing happened. I mean, it's like it didn't even happen. It was like nothing. He was like, yeah, I just shrugged that off, and it wasn't nothing. So, yeah, you know Kyle can do it too. So, yeah, please put your support behind that.
Yep.
Well, look what Timberland says. Timberland says, you know, no success comes without failure.
Oh, I see Crazy Kimberlyn saying no more nuts for squirrels.
And I think that's the perfect comment for the end of the night.
No more nuts for squirrel. Don't think I haven't thought about bringing the poison from the traps at work for these little bastards.
All right. Time to close this out, guys.
Reel us in, Rob.
JDS, yeah, Todd did it. Why won't you, Rev? No, I already said A, I don't do chocolate pods. I don't like chocolate pods at all. And B, I'm not doing a bootla. Period. No, that's all because of Dave there, grown at home in WV. No, he said, you're dumb. Why are you doing whole pods? And I'm like, because I'm a man and I'm going to do a whole pod. And like after that entire year, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing a whole pod anymore. Any super hots, I'm going to do a small sliver. And after that, I'm like, maybe I just won't do a lot of super hots. I'll do some, but no, I'm not doing a chocolate bootla.
I've grown to peach bootlet this year for you.
I would be more inclined towards that. Yeah, peach bootla, probably a better chance than a chocolate. Chocolate, no way. But
hey, Crazy Kim, I missed that.
Oh yeah. He was saying to email you or email him. His email is crazykimberlinopinions@gmail.com, if I remember correctly. He's one of those smart channels like me that got their actual YouTube channel as their email. I hope I didn't butcher that. Yep. Crazy Kimberlin with an S after it. Crazy KIMBERLINS@gmail.com.
Yes, don't leave the S out.
Crazy Kimberlin S.
I made that mistake on PayPal last year.
Who are you giving your money to, Dave?
I was sending him money, and I left out the S, and I'm like waiting for him, and he didn't get the payment, and he said, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I just said, who did you give your money to, Dave?
Yeah, we don't know. I got it back. It never went, so thank God for that.
Yeah.
Wait. Now I'm all confused. Derek, what is that? Is it Crazy Kimberlyn with an S at gmail.com, or is it Crazy Kimberlyn at gmail.com? You said with an S, and then no, I screwed up. I added an S on, or on accident.
Got it.
Okay, there you go.
It's
Okay,
It's Crazy Kimberlyns.
Yeah, with an
about to
S.
say, did you add the S on the chat here by mistake, or so?
No, on on his Gmail, he added it on accident.
Final answer. Got it. Crazy Timberlands. Crazy Timberlands.
Yeah, the chat window on the side of the Google Hangouts window, I just put it up there so you can see it. It's the one that he and I have communicated back and forth with. So it is LINS at Gmail. All right. Well, I tried warning beforehand, and now we're a minute after, so we're running late.
Go ahead. Whoever wants to go first. Outro.
Charles Space P on YouTube, on Google Plus. I'm always on Pepper Lovers Community. I'm on Pepper Lovers Marketplace. I have a couple sauces still available. Check out my videos on YouTube. Like I said, that's Charles Space P. I usually do a weekly grow update, and then I'll do some more stuff throughout the year. So see what I can get when I have more time to do other things. Right now, it's just plants. So that's where I'm at right now. And that's it.
Where can they find you, Mr. Batman?
My main platform is the Pepper Lovers community. That's where I came up, and I just followed Dave to Facebook. I got the Pepper Donkey page over there. But yeah, Google Plus is my thing. You can find me there. I'm trying to work on the YouTube thing, yeah, trying to make more videos, basically finding what to make videos of besides just showing my plants,
And you have sauces for sale on the Pepper Lovers Marketplace, correct?
Yes, my really excited about Kim. I got a sauce. Chad DeWaris is supposed to do one of my sauces also, and this is unfortunately is my last round of sauces till next this coming season's harvest. So there's a few left there. So anybody interested, holler at me. And I'm not a regular here. Came back again for Dave. Everybody's been asking about Dave. Pray for Dave, and he's been to wonderful things. So.
Oh yeah, the chat loves the Pray for Dave thing.
Yeah, it's great to have you back. So you take it from there. Good night, guys. Thanks for having me.
And it figures that JT's not in the chat tonight.
He usually watches after the fact, so he'll be watching. Hey, JT, what's up, man?
Right now, he's catching up on reading from his thrift store books.
Yeah.
And not only that, but well, like since Batman said it, if you guys in the chat like seeing Batman, let us know.
Pretty
And
much.
tell Batman you want to see him back on the live chat. It's as easy as that.
Yep.
The same thing with everybody. Dave, I mean, you're kind of a stranger. I haven't seen you forever. I have no clue how to even go about this. Like, what's your channel? I have no clue. Like, I've lost touch with you. Like, it's not even computing right now.
I'm
But
gonna send you a
channel,
picture of it.
it's on YouTube. It's oh right, Grown at Home in West Virginia Academy. Wait, no,
Yeah.
that was the other person that was talking with me more.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Right.
Oh, my wife. We are Grown at Home in West Virginia. WV, not spelled out. That's our YouTube channel. That's also our business page on Facebook. That's also our website when it's finally going. And of course, I'm generally all around different social media places, Google with the Pepper Lovers, Facebook, all over on there. So check us out anywhere you can. YouTube seems to be the biggest one. I mean, I do a lot through Facebook right now because it's business-wise. I generate a lot through there, but YouTube is, as far as I'm concerned, that's my heart. So it'll always be the main. Even if I go, even if I drop to 10 viewers, I don't care. YouTube is going to be it.
So what's the best way to get up with you? Well, I guess it's not really getting up with you right now about boxes or anything like that. You're like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait a little bit right now, people.
Yeah.
But anyway, get up with him and give him thumbs up and watch all his videos and all that stuff. And, you know, like I said, give him thumbs up and mad props for, hey, breaking into the new level. You know, hopefully you'll break into the next level, which will be, you know, hey, tons of pods going out to all these, you know, doing mad pepper pod, sales and pepper boxes.
Yeah, Dave, definitely new level for Dave, man. I was gonna tell Susan.
Well, hopefully by doing the next level, he's gonna get like this giant farm, and then he's just gonna have acres and acres of peppers everywhere, and then he's just gonna spend all of his days just sitting there. Oh, these peppers go, this bushel goes off the plant, and then these peppers go into these boxes and send them off to Pepper Lover community members
and pigs.
And the pigs.
So you can have so you can get your bacon.
You can't forget the pig. Have a pig.
Farmer Dave. Somebody else called me that.
Yeah, it does have a ring to it. You gotta have that. Not only that, but Farmer Dave, using the old techniques and the new techniques, combine those two together, and next thing you know, you got new age growing techniques.
Oh, Lord. All right, next.
Pepper Pod Todd.
Hashtag Farmer Dave. Oh, Lord, here we go.
Yeah, and if you want to see Pepper Pod Todd, make sure you put that everywhere you can. Pepper Pod Todd. Go to Todd's YouTube, make sure you put in Pepperpod Todd. Maybe you can like link to that picture and everything, and it's going to go to the spam folder, but he'll at least know that it's there. But yeah, we all want to see Pepperpod Todd. But anyway, I don't want to take time away from him, so here he is, Pepperpod Todd. Everybody.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can live that name down or incorporate that name either way, but Rob Z is my real name. And yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Pepper Lovers Community, and Google Plus under Rob Z, ROBB space Z. Those are my main channels. Do lots of videos on different things, mainly peppers, and during the summer, gardens of unusual sorts. And I also have a second channel where I play Minecraft, and that channel is on YouTube, of course. YANKEEACE 50. So Yankees 50 is my Minecraft channel. If you care to go and watch me play for a while, I'm up to episode 34, which I'll post tomorrow morning. No, Wednesday morning. So yeah, that's about it.
Wait, Minecraft.
Minecraft,
I've
not
heard of
Minecraft.
that. The
Minecraft.
kids talk about that.
Huh?
The kids talk about that. That seems to be
What a minute
popular
ago.
with it's a very popular game.
Yes, it is. It's like number 5 in the world.
It's not like Pokemon.
No.
No. Nope.
No, I'm messing with Rev.
It's kind of funny. I don't know what either one is, but
You know what Minecraft is.
Good ass. Rev.
You find some bows. That's what I got out of it so far.
Ah. If you just go watch the first 5 episodes.
yeah,
Go watch those first 5. You'll get a good grasp of what the
I'm
game
on
is.
episode 33. I skipped the first 30.
yeah, seriously, I really didn't know what Minecraft was, and I watched like the first 5, and I was hooked, and I just kept on watching. So I don't know
The
how
only
to
thing
do it.
that puzzles me about Minecraft is the 2D graphics. What's the deal there?
Well, it's like 3D, but it's like block characters.
Yeah.
Yes, 2D.
I don't
That's
know.
what we call 2D graphics.
Yeah, it when you're in the game, you can see depth in it and everything else. So it is basically a 3D one, but it's more pixelated. It's pixel art is what
Yeah,
it is.
I
And
know it's on purpose. Yeah.
yeah, and it's all 3D. Once you're in the game, you got to jump up here and everything else. So it is basically in the style of a 3D game.
Yeah, that's what I've seen the rave about it, and I just wondered, like, there has to be more than there has to be an appeal that makes up for the graphics, or maybe makes you like the graphics.
Oh yeah, you
But
can do a ton of things with it. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's open sandbox. You can do whatever your imagination comes up with. You want to dig a really big hole? Go ahead and do it. You want to build a really tall tower? Go ahead and do it. You want to build a castle? Go ahead. You want to build a log house? Go ahead. You want to raise 2,000 cows like I've done in the past at one time? Go ahead. It's computer because it doesn't like that many cows at a time, but go ahead. So yeah, anything you want to do, you can do it. It's quite interesting. You have basic electrical circuits that can make machines that run automatically and do things automatically for you, and you have other creatures that you deal with, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
Go to my channel, watch the first 5 episodes. They're each about half an hour long.
Will do.
And
I like
you'll get hooked on it.
shooters with 12-year-olds that are better than you and bully you and shit.
Well, there might be 12-year-olds out there that are better than me. I won't deny it.
I mean, it's it's part of the appeal for me, the trash talking and the military shooters, like every kid in Call of Duty has done your mother and stuff, and it's just a lot of
I don't
fun.
get into that type of game myself, but I like things where I can go do what I want to do and I can build what I want to build and yeah, have fun.
All right. Well, I guess that will close us out for this live stream. And if
Other
you
than your
love
outro?
seeing Dave on the live stream, make sure you show some support and make sure you let him know that you want to see him back on here. If you love seeing Batman, make sure you show him some love and some support and tell him that you want him back on here. And we do these live streams usually we do them every Monday and Wednesday, usually on a Friday, maybe sometimes on Friday. Even though once I said that once, it's been every single Friday. But let us know if you like that. If you would like to see this live stream back up an hour, we should have said this like an hour, I don't know, 2.5 hours ago. Go back to 9:00 p.m. Eastern time as a start time. Let me know about that because we're contemplating that. We kind of wanted your opinion about that, and we'll take that into opinion and we'll move forward with that in the future. But for now, it is always 10:00 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to show support for the live stream, make sure you check out the patreon.com/RevToesTV. Check me out on my social stuff, the YouTube or the youtube.com/RevToesTV. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. I'm also on the Instagram, and I barely use it, so make sure you chastise me over there on Instagram.com/RevToesTV. I'm also on Twitter.com/RevToesTV, and I barely use that, so make sure you make fun of me over there. Thanks for all your input and everything. Love you guys in the chat. I love it when you guys give a thumbs up. If you feel like it needs a thumbs down, at least throw a comment in the comments section and let us know why you needed to give it a thumbs down, because that's just weird to me, because
don't worry about it.
Give a thumbs down
We
with
got
no input.
Yeah. Coward.
Yeah, why do you do that? That's just weird. You're just being annoying. And I don't take that as any kind of input, because you did a random thumbs down and you didn't tell me why. So I don't count that. So anyway, that was our live stream. And sorry. Anybody want to say anything before we hop off of here?
Yeah. Kim, why do these kids always think we're gay, man? Jesus. It's a thing with these kids, man. The Call of Duty kids. See, his mom got it too. All right, guys. Thanks. Good night, everybody.
And that was Batman. That was Make It Wayne. He's available on the Pepper Lover Marketplace with sauces for sale. Check him out over there. And check out all of his stuff. Good, Dave.
I said and seeds.
And seeds. Absolutely.
Seeds. We have an incredible list of seeds.
And
thanks, everyone.
And Charles P. also on the Pepper Lovers Marketplace. Make sure you check him out as well.
Yep.
Do you still have Beauregard's Inferno?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I haven't updated it, but I still have some.
Oh, people, get a load of some of that stuff.
Rev, I gotta send you a sauce too. I thought I did before.
All right. Well, that will be coming on the live stream. All
Yeah, at
right.
least do an unboxing video for it, just for the fun of it.
And if you want to send anything to Rob Z, make sure you get up with me. Just get up with me. Like,
Yeah.
I'll give you his address. Absolutely. The hotter, the better.
Yes. And make sure you have that sent to Pepper Pod Todd.
Exactly.
Just labeled that. Pepper Pod
Telling
Todd.
me earlier, like, I don't care what people send me. Like, there's nothing I can't handle. And he was all arrogant about it. So,
Yeah.
absolutely. Make sure you
Night, Susan. Night, Derek. Good night, Brian. Yeah, JDS. Other Rob. Anthony. Yeah, good night,
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, they're all signing off.
Yep.
see
See y'all
everybody.
later.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We all, as always, we were live. It was awesome. You guys loved it. We were live. And now we're not. So, see ya.